Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dawn World. If you haven't seen our previous episode, look for episode 43. But we're going to go ahead and get started with this week's episode.
We really are!
So, previously, the party entered through an ancient circular device, or donut as some are calling it, that seemed to open a portal when a correct code was entered on the console device that was connected to the portal. On the other side, they found themselves seemingly in a mine, or connected to a mine in some way, and they were beneath a large underground mining city on Ifazera, and the city name was Elder's Reach. Upon exploring the city for a day and speaking to the Duke of the city, they returned through the portal and locked the portal underneath the city of Elder's Reach. They then tried several more combinations on the console before landing on another successful combination that opened the portal to a lava-filled area underneath what was later to be determined as the Evil Twins. And the party did not go through the portal, but rather they sent their companions through to explore the space, spend several hours, or spent some time, not quite several hours, there exploring the area around the Evil Twins, made it to the forest for around 20 minutes or so before their time expired. And that is where we pick up, is right after the time with the companions expired and come back. So, you guys are still there in the room with the portal, still running, and connected to the Evil Twins. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, out of curiosity, from all these ancient donut portals, as I asked earlier, but we didn't do it yet because of time, I would ask Isaac if both of us would try to identify these portals to see who the makers were, any instructions, sort of like an instruction manual of how to run these, other than what we've started to learn.
Okay. So you want Isaac to identify?
Yeah, well, you give him a shot at it first.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll for that if you want to.
Oh, that's a 15. That's not good.
And he needs a...
Yeah, I don't have this paper. Isaac. There's Isaac. And his intelligence, he needs a 19.
And he rolled a 15?
Yes. Oh, wait, what is his order? Because his order might be wisdom, it might not be intelligence. Oh wait, his is the same as mine.
I was gonna say, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was similar to
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah. So it is a 19.
Okay. Alright, so 15 would be just a good success.
A good, not standard, but good.
What he gets from this is that there is a connection to the console, and the console, when the buttons are pressed, it basically controls the apparatus that the big magnetite balls are housed in.
Yep.
And when activated, it brings the magnetite ball closer to the platinum disc. And then once all of them are there, it spins the platinum disc. But apparently the combination in which these are activated has a different effect on the disc and the rotation that makes it rotate in a different frequency, which then opens the portal to a specific location.
So he's getting, you need to have the console and the donut. You can't force the donut on its own to do its dialing. It needs to have a connection between the disc and the donut.
Correct. Yes. Or the console in the donut.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But with that empowerment as well, that console doesn't have to be like it's not connected by wires or anything, which you guys saw in the other cavern there underneath Elder's Reach, because it is empowered and it is connected, has a connection with that ring or that portal. There's no power or anything that's connecting it, so it's like Bluetooth essentially, or what we would consider it.
Okay, so the energy source is labeled as what type then?
Energy source for
the donut part needs. Does it need to have the power source from the console?
the power is generated from the disc
As it
inertia being
spins.
spin.
Is it
spun.
sort of like a generator as it spins
In a
to give
sense,
it more
yeah.
energy?
Yeah, yeah,
So it has an alternate.
yeah. And that's why it like spins. It starts spinning slowly once
Yeah.
the first
Like the
symbol
battery
is
kicks it up.
activated. Yeah, and then as the symbols are more applied,
So
is when
is
it
the
spins
battery from the console to kick it, like a starter, and then it starts running the engine once it sparks from the console? Because the console also has energy.
Yeah, where does it get energy to even start?
Yes. Does that start from
It's-
the console?
It's the empowerment that is within the apparatus that holds the magnetite basically either ejects it out or brings it closer together, and it's empowered with it's green. It gives a green hue
Well,
off.
how does it even do that ejector? How does it even do that motion?
Pressing there's a connection between the symbols and the spot where the magnetite balls are.
Mhm.
There's a connection between that section and the
Console.
symbols on the console.
So the console has
So whenever
Wi-Fi.
you
When
press
do that,
that,
it talks to it.
It activates it and deactivates it and pushes it either in or brings
But
it
it
out.
somehow has power to do that when it's not doing
It's
anything.
based off of the empowerment, just like when you guys were in the warlords base and
Okay.
you found the Velupians, and there was a way to open the cages without having to have a key.
Mhm.
Also, the same thing there with Gilius with his creations that he had in his lair that he was experimenting on. All
Okay.
there was just a word or a motion or a trigger of some sort, and it unlocked the cages. It basically works like that in pressing that button, it activates it and either pushes the ball out or like whatever's holding it out goes away, and then the ball is magnetized to the
Okay.
to
Yeah.
the ring.
To command to open it or
But
close
because
it
of
as long as you press it.
because it's magnetized to it, it makes the ring start to spin.
Mhm.
But as more are applied, it begins to spin faster.
Right. So is the console married to the portal,
Yes.
or could that
Yeah.
console be
Like you
taken
can't take the
and
one
moved?
from Elder's Reach and then bring it into this one and expect it to work the portal that
Okay.
you guys are in.
They're autonomous but yet connected.
Yes.
But the energy source, they're autonomous on their own for their own energy. Then.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
It's basically like
a start.
how's the bit? It basically has like almost like a plunger thing in there that like moves it out or in, and like
Like
either
a spring loader.
yeah, that either like pushes it out so that it's deactivated, or whenever it's activated and it wants to go in towards the ring, it just moves out of the way and allows it to come down.
So it could almost like use opposites of the magnets to oppose each other to go the other way.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So can we look at it and be like, yeah, we could potentially build one of our own?
To understand
the console
mechanics.
and the portal itself? Is it something that we can look at and understand just by visual?
Like that aspect of it, yes, but the how they're getting The different sequences to be at like a different frequency to match up with another portal
Mm-hmm.
is unknown.
Okay.
But the aspect of the console and the portal being linked together, and it's just a matter of moving the balls either farther away or closer to the ring and then
Mhm.
making it spin, like that part is evident,
Okay.
So we can make a dead portal that doesn't have any destination.
essentially.
Right.
So we
Or-
can fake someone out
We could have one that has more connect location.
if you want to add.
If you had more symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you made your
Or
own,
more.
but then incorporated them as you made it. Right. Okay. All right. I could ask him to do it again. He has PowerPoints.
Okay.
So could anything
Dice don't.
besides the other portals connect to these portals? So could like that? I mean, I don't know if we'd be able to determine this, but like, could the
Someone
the
with
gauntlets?
the gauntlets
Yeah. Could
activated
they?
somehow.
Yeah. Or
You mean
even
without without the console, just use the gauntlet to activate it.
right and go to that location or something.
What?
Or is there other ways to use the portal
And we don't know
besides
that.
another one that has a
Yeah.
console?
The possibility of someone having a device or like a gauntlet that could link to the portals, I mean, it's possible. Whether or not something like that exists, you don't know. The gauntlets that you've seen the wizards use and the orc and these various figures you guys have come across,
Mm-hmm.
don't seem to be directly linked to this in that way that they can use
Interchange.
those gauntlets
Yeah.
and enter through one of these portals.
Mm-hmm.
It seems something like the concept of getting to the gauntlet was similarly based off of whatever this is, but doesn't have access to these portals. But it seems like a whole another animal that's like a distant cousin, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But if someone was to make a gauntlet or something that's way more portable for them to
For
go
that
around
purpose.
and that has those symbols on it and can link with those and can, somehow re-empower whatever these portals are to work with a gauntlet, I mean, it's possible.
Okay.
They would have to travel around a lot to re-empower everything and, link it up with a gauntlet, unless they're just going to do it with one portal and that's the only one that they can access with the gauntlet. Or whatever device they decide to use. So, I mean, it's possible that they could come up with something more precise, but it seems whoever and whatever civilization created these, that this was the design that they went with.
Yeah.
Whether or not something that was as far as they ever got or ever pursued it, you don't know.
Okay, well, I would like to try to identify it also, considering I rolled a 20 on the last one. He was pretty happy with the last results, apparently. Alright, well, there's an 8 out of 19.
Okay, that is a major.
Yep.
Okay, so what more specifically are you looking
Does
to grasp on this?
does his identify? Is it one object like the portal or
I'm
the
ca-
console, or is it?
I'm counting it everything that's connected
Yeah.
to this. He
Okay.
would see that there's connections based off of the identify that it's connected to the console.
Okay.
Okay,
That would be perfect.
on a great success, I'll be able to access the empowerment specific abilities and how to use it.
You have a major success, right?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
It was a major.
Okay, well, that's the start. That's great. And then we go into, on a major success, the user will know how to activate and empower and know its trigger and all its abilities with the most, and any most recent history that is involved in its name, and description of it, if there is one.
Okay. How recent is recent history? I guess
The last part that the history
the last
of it
time it
was
would have been
known.
used.
No, that it's known of.
Okay.
And it's not about the usage, it's
Is
the
it
idea of when it was
Is
made.
it a matter of like anybody living like knowing
No.
when it was activated?
No.
I'm trying to understand like whenever it says recent history.
If
Of it being
other than
built.
us using it, he would just say, we used it last.
So the
No.
last
no,
time
I
it was
wasn't gonna
worked
say
on.
that. I just
Yeah.
I don't know how, because you guys know just from talking with Galandra that these haven't been used for
Thousands of years.
thousands of years.
Correct.
So I mean that's not necessarily recent.
Okay,
But it's
That's why I was like, well, how recent is
the
recent?
latest thing of someone physically working on it or building it. Is that what you
building
mean?
it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Or if someone came
because it's
and
ancient.
or repaired it.
Well, if there was a repair on it, that would be also
Working
into
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you already know like what the activation is, and it doesn't seem like there's any words that are connected to this, but it seems connected to whatever these symbols are on the console. They have direct correlation to the disc and the symbols on the disc and activating them.
Yeah.
What else was there? I think all the other information you pretty much got other than the history part.
Well, is there ways to override a lock from one end to the other?
And
If someone has their portal locked,
Did they double?
someone has to go to that physical portal and unlock it. Go to the console and unlock it
Okay.
for someone to dial that location.
All right. So the material that we know that it is specifically is what we surmised it was, platinum and the magnetite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
would he?
And the rest of it's just like normal metals like iron and whatnot.
Well, for support.
Would he know how the frequencies and stuff were calibrated and how that works?
I don't know. Not with the major.
Okay.
So I need a flawless.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
that
the
was
history part of it, the last time that this was worked on would have been,
two PowerPoints.
let me get my timeline here so that I can give you
Gnomes. Little tinkers.
it would have been around the end of the second age. Would have been the last time that this was messed with, or like somebody was tinkering with it or repairing it.
Okay, so that doesn't give us the origins.
No. It would have been around 4,800 and 4,900 AGC, which is after Great Collapse, is what AGC stands for.
Oh, so it's not that ancient.
I mean, you guys are in the fourth age, which is, or the fifth age right now. So you guys are in the 10,000 AGC.
Yeah.
So it's been around for a minute.
Or two.
Would he know the last time before us it was activated? As a result of that success.
It would have been activated. close to the end of the Great War, so it would have been in the year of 6002 AGC. Would have been the last time
So it's about
This-
4,000 years ago.
that this one was activated.
4,002?
6.
6002.
So it's about 4,000.
So the last time it was worked on was 48, between 48 and 4900, and then the last time it was activated was 6002.
Okay, so we're pretty sure nothing's gonna jump out at us where we are. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to get a flawless. I wanna know when it was made.
Okay. When it was made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's not gonna be it. I'm gonna do a re-roll.
Okay.
Nah, it's a major stuff. Alright, well there goes 2 more PowerPoints. I have 24 more PowerPoints. I will keep using it until I get a feeling that it's a flawless.
Okay. more. He just needs
Ditto.
He needs a 7 or lower essentially.
Oh, really?
For this.
Is that a natural 20?
Yeah, that's twice. That happened to Isaac also.
Were you gonna have Isaac try anymore?
I'm gonna do 2 more for me, and if it doesn't work, then I'll ask if he's up to it. I need to drop that. That one was a 6, but it was an accident. So I'm gonna re-roll that. There's a 4.
Okay. These were built before the Great Collapse. This one specifically was built around
This is at Arbordale, right?
2500.
No, in the mine thing.
Yeah, isn't that Arbordale? Or I keep saying Arbordale. Where is it? In the mines. What town this is?
What's the town the Duke's in?
Yeah.
That we just spoke to.
Elder's Reach.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for.
No. I'm looking for where we found the first original donut. That's where we
Where
are.
you
right
are right now.
Yeah.
You're in Orrinstead.
Orrinstead. I don't know why I kept Orrinstead. Okay. So this is the
And
one in
the
Orrinstead.
Tomb of Pythias.
Yeah, yeah. So nice to remember this stuff.
This one was built in 2500 AGC or BGC
Before the collapse.
before Great Collapse. 2500.
Say some oxygen for us, please.
Never. I need all of
Was it the first one made?
You're so good. Okay. Okay, can we get a name for the person who put this together?
I will give you
I know, because you were quite prepared.
Alton.
John?
Alton.
John?
Altin. Alton.
John?
Not Elton. Alton.
Okay.
What does he do?
Does he have a last name?
There is no last name that you get from this.
Oh, I can
Who
give him
is
one.
Alton again?
The maker of the donut.
Oh, okay. The great baker. Okay.
One of the great makers.
The great baker of the great donut.
So we can look his name up in the future. Oh,
Okay.
that's the name of the dragon. He didn't even know it. There we go.
Elton John.
Yes. He's got the sunglasses on and everything with a sparkly vest. Yeah.
Right out loud.
He's
He's got the
it.
star-shaped
Yeah.
sunglasses and all that.
Yeah. Don't kill the piano man. Okay.
That's someone else.
Singing Crocodile Rock?
Yeah.
All right. So do you guys want to keep trying to
Now,
try?
that also means
Combinations?
that the council was made also, but all at the same time. Because you said the connecting things that it all encompasses is what our identifier will cover.
And if not,
Yes,
he'd at
the
least
empowerment
understand.
part of this was
Yeah,
done at
the same time.
the same year that year,
Okay.
and by that individual.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily mean that that is when the portal was built here or put together here, but that is when the empowerment was applied to it, and that's who applied the empowerment.
So you're saying the item might be older.
The item might be older than, like, what the year that you're getting from this of when it was
Yeah.
created
Empowered.
and empowered and who
Yeah.
created that.
Right.
That might be older than when this was actually put here. Like, it may have been empowered.
You're saying
and then,
the item might have been placed here at a later date.
correct.
That's what you're trying to tell
Correct.
me in layman's terms. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to tell us. In his own.
I was thinking it was the other way. Like,
Yeah.
okay, it was built and then it was moved
Empowered.
here,
It could
and then
very,
it
it
was.
could very well be that way too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be one or
Because
the
they got
other.
it from China and then they
So,
had to empower.
but he doesn't get that info as a result of his
That's
following.
his interpretation.
He gets when it was empowered and who empowered it.
Okay,
Mhm.
but he also learns about how the frequency.
Because
stuff works.
he's not identifying like something
Yeah, and how it works.
that is he's identifying the empowered part of it,
Okay.
which is the parts that
Yeah. I
draw
want to know the
in
name of the
magnet.
miners that got the Vumanite and everything. And everyone connected like a family tree.
Yep.
He's identifying the parts that pull in the magnetite and push it out. So that is in the console. So that's
He's the
what's
empowerer.
empowered. Yeah, he's that Alt-10 is whoever empowered it, and it was empowered in 25 or whatever year I said.
2500.
Was it 2500 that I said?
BGC. That's
Yeah,
the one
25
I wrote.
Yeah,
BC.
yeah.
BC.
And the last time it was worked on was or tinkered with was 48, 49. Yeah.
Okay.
100.
But then he'd also learn how the frequency stuff works and how he could essentially make one. He'd know how it works, right?
He would get the fact that that there's different frequencies, and that the different combinations with it.
So you're saying to
How they're-
assign them?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
he's asking.
Yeah.
We can make.
He would understand that more of like, okay, these different symbols combined together in different combinations make a certain frequency that is linked to
A destination.
specific to a destination,
There.
to a specific portal.
Good. We had that on tape.
But he doesn't know what frequencies, or would he know what frequencies and how to make sure they are those? It's gonna.
If you have a
Give the
connecting
correct
to go
stuff.
somewhere, then you
It's-
know to assign it.
It's one of those things that it's tuned to how many possible locations there are at that time.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a bunch, like, you can tweak the frequencies even just, a little bit more or a little bit less, and change it to be received from a different spot. But when these were first implemented, whether or not they had them completely scattered across the globe at that point or not,
And then activate it, so that way they had places to go.
yeah, whether or not that's the case, or whether it was slowly like, they were putting these together and empowering them, and then as they went to different locations, they were placed there. And then later on, as there was more, the frequencies were adjusted. You're unsure, but those frequencies can be adjusted
Okay.
Okay. All right.
with the empowerment.
With that information, I would tell Isaac, why don't we step through the portal and go to the one on the other side with the evil twins, and we'll identify that one also.
Okay.
To see how close these are in relationship to age, and if the same person also did that donut also.
Okay.
So, we'll do that.
Okay.
Should have done this a long time ago. That's a 2.
Okay. You get this was empowered a few years later than the one in Orrinstead, but it was empowered by the same individual.
Okay, date?
2502. A few years later.
Okay, same by Alton, John, okay. I know we locked the other one, but, we'll get back to that one later. We'll see if this person was the originator from all of them or not. But for right now, we'll come back through.
Okay.
And then we'll say, okay, we have some more to dial, so we wanna get on those, and then we'll do the same thing with the other ones, we'll try to identify also.
Okay. The combinations that you guys try that open portals or give you some inkling of it being broke or something, which are one of them is, if you want to write them down so that, or not, I mean that's up to you guys and what you want to start.
Yeah, I'm looking for my paper where I wrote down all these, which for some reason it's eluding me. I think I stuck them in another folder because I had the other group. This is what
I can
just
give
did.
you the other ones you guys opened before if you need to write them down again.
Okay.
The ones that are locked, I don't remember, but the other ones that you guys opened or whatever, I can.
Yeah, for speediness, why don't you just do that?
Okay.
I'm looking,
The
I
one
also-
that you guys tried that seemed like it was trying to open a portal and seemed like something was possibly broken on the other side. That one was northwest, southeast.
Correct.
But another new one that you guys open a portal with would be northwest, east, south.
Okay, north, west, east, south.
Okay.
Okay.
The Elder's Reach was south, north, west, east.
South, west, northeast,
South,
west.
north,
Oh.
west, east.
Oh yeah, Elder's Reach.
Yes.
Correct. I have that.
Beneath the Evil Twins was south, east, west, north.
That's correct.
And then another combination that opens a portal is west, north, east, south.
Okay, this one opens.
Yes. Along with the northwest, east, south one.
Do we kind of understand where it goes?
No, until you go through it.
Yeah,
I'm just
these
giving
are
you the
successful ones.
combinations
Okay.
Okay.
that are successful,
Yeah.
and then you can tell me which
Alright.
ones you want to go
Do we have
with.
two more?
And then the last one
Oh, left.
that opens a portal is west, east, south, north.
All right. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. Then let's go through the first one you give us: north, west, east, south.
Or is everybody going through, or
We'll do the companions up again,
okay?
and they'll pop through.
Okay. You punch in the combination, and
Yeah, Oak can go through it too if he feels left out.
portal opens up, and the companions walk through. They find themselves in a underground cavern. However, the rock does not look like the rock that you guys came from, or like it was in Elder's Reach. It's got like a tannish color to it, like sandstone, I guess you could say.
Yes, Andy. Yeah.
And
So they're in Dune.
they see that there is a pathway leading out of this cavern that they're in.
And of course, they sniff and they look to see if there's footprints or evidence of life forms. How the ceiling is, how tall it is, how big this disc
This one is
compared-
similar in size to the one that you guys went through or
So this is a
found
big
in Elder's Reach.
Oh, so it's smaller.
Yes, and
Okay.
the room's relatively the same size.
And they don't see scratch marks or anything.
Nope.
Evidences of war.
This one seems not doesn't seem like it has seen as much wear and tear. Seems like it's possibly slightly newer in some way.
Okay.
Either that or it has been in much better conditions here.
They don't see any bubble wrap or anything.
No. There's no supplies or anything like that.
Okay.
They don't notice any. They do notice some footprints, or I guess you would consider footprints, but they don't look to be humanoid like orc or it seems like some kind of animal of some sort, like possibly like rabbits or something like that. A few like little trails of like little pokey poke legs, like something with multiple legs like poked through at some point.
Would that be
And
consistent with like a millipede, centipede?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like it's fresh or anything. It seems
Right.
like this was
But that's
some
bug
time
like.
ago.
Okay. Okay, so but
They
there.
only notice footprints of like animal life or creatures, not creatures.
Not high intelligent life.
Yeah. Not like orcs or humanoid or anything like that.
Or Klingons. All right. So in the room that it's in is sort of like the other ones. It's like
it's like a somewhat of a dome. Like
yeah, and there's no other exits. They
there's
just see
just
pretty much-
one
All right.
pathway that leads.
Does it look natural carved or people carved?
It looks like not people carved, but it looks like something carved
Carved
this tunnel at some point. But it's not. It's not like a full circle like what you guys traveled in the Great Mountains.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is it similar to look like some burrowing worm or something?
No.
All right. And there's no large centipede footprints that sort of like oversized bug type footprints. They're all pretty much like a little smaller in size of your fist, but none of them are like as big as a head.
No, nothing like that.
Okay, all right. Well, they'll follow the direction of to see where the tunnel takes.
Okay.
Are they sconces anywhere?
No.
Okay.
However,
It's pitch black.
there is a little bit into the pathway. They see light shining through.
Does it almost look like a natural made vent or a crack accidentally through the mountain?
Could be either.
So
I mean, there's not really anything here to be vented. It's not like there's a fire or anything.
well, some caves have air vents so you can breathe. Or
Right.
like a skylight concept.
Could be. I mean, it's just a slight little show of like daylight that they can see.
Okay,
and
so it's
there's,
natural
like,
light.
dust that they can see like floating in the
So
air.
it's
and
natural
whatnot.
light.
And if it wasn't for that little beam of light, they wouldn't have any light in this room, other than what the
Okay.
portal gives off.
All right. Well, if it's natural light, the surface can't be too far away. So.
But they follow this pathway, and it ends up leading to a series of tunnels. And they follow these tunnels that seem to kind of wind just underneath what seems to be the surface, because they come across multiple times where there's light like beating through its different
Do they
places.
see animal parts anywhere?
Occasionally, they find carcasses. Yeah.
Do they see any where?
or skeletons, I should say, like animal skeletons, like a skull or a rib cage or something.
Right, there's your rabbit. But do they see any like parts of insect armaments, like parts of a exoskeleton chip or something? If it grew out of its shell or if it
Not
chipped off?
Particularly, no,
So not particularly means they don't see anything.
nothing like that. Not like something like molting or something like that.
But they don't see anything. The
No, it's-
ground is bare, other than a
It
skeleton.
is a sandy-like floor
Yeah.
with occasionally like skulls and like rib cages sticking out and stuff like that. That's it.
The ground doesn't seem soft or porous.
No, it's more of like a really packed sand-ish type feel. Like
Okay.
not to the point where like you're sinking down in.
No, it's
but
a hard
it's like
pack.
it's a very hard
Yeah.
packed
So
sand.
so this isn't stone. This is granulated pack.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
This
not
is like
stone.
it's very like the closest thing I can think of is like sandstone.
But it's not stone.
No.
Right, so it's not.
But it would literally come off
Yeah.
in like clumps.
Yeah, it reminds me if you're at the beach,
Yeah.
the water goes
Yep.
up and then comes
Yep.
back and it's so hard.
Pretty much.
And if
yeah.
it dries that way, it'd be crusty hard.
Yeah.
but
Except
sandy.
there's no moisture in here at all.
Correct. So it's already set.
It is quite warm, other than the fact that there in the shade it's quite warm, like a
Yeah.
but it is
So they're in a desert atmosphere.
yeah,
Okay,
it feels that way.
Okay, all right. So they're like next to the Badlands somewhere up there. Okay, okay. So basically,
They follow these tunnels and keep making their way around and eventually find one that ends up leading up to the surface. And they find themselves within a large ruined structure within what seems to be a city, the ruins of a city. And as they look around, they see just like a barren wasteland as far as they can see. The sun is up in the sky, shining down, just beating on them with like no clouds whatsoever.
it's a nice beach day.
Yeah.
Anything flying in the sky?
They do see some birds in the sky.
Anything bigger than birds? And big?
Like a pterodactyl.
Nothing that catches their eye of like being out of regular size of like hawks and vultures.
How
and
far
things
away
like
is
that.
this old civilization?
They come out in a large structure and then like they look out and they see, just parts of like the wall crumbled in and
Okay.
and pillars sticking up, and then they can see out that there's more structures that are
Is
in
there
ruin.
writing anywhere?
They can look around. Roll investigation check for me.
Figures I'm rolling good now. That's a 2.
Okay. They find some symbols of the creator, or like the sun and things like that. They do find bits and pieces of some writing on like really, really old, like just scrap of paper. Can they read things other than common?
I would think they could do as tongues.
So whatever the cleric can read,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay, what languages do you know?
Well, Saldarian, Torriglin, and also this is for
Isaac too.
Isaac too. Royal Dwarven, High Elf.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you got the Elven covered, so you're good. These are written in, there's 2 different scraps, and they're written in, there's one that's written in Saldarian, and there's one that's written in High Elven. But one seems to speak of, it's almost like sermon notes, like a bits of like a sermon note.
Does this
and
look like a temple area?
Yeah, the building that you're in is in a larger structure. It looks similar to like a temple layout.
Okay, does he find any healing potions?
No. And the other scrap of paper or parchment that they find refers to an area or somewhere called the Emerald Haven.
Emerald Haven?
Emerald Haven.
Okay.
Looking out as they walk out to where the entrance seems to be for the temple, they do see some flora and fauna that look like cactuses or cacti, and some thorn bushes here and there. They do see some insects occasionally going by that have two
Beetle-
pincers
they're
on the
beetles.
top, and then in
Beetles.
front, and then have a tail that kind of
Mhm.
cooks around. Scorpions.
Well, never mind.
They do see some resemblance of something winding at some point through the sand
A
in
snake
some
of
of
some
the
Mhm.
in some of the streets. Let's see here.
Right. They're conveying this obviously back
Yep.
to Isaac.
And way off in the distance, they can see almost something that looks like a cloud, but it's tannish in color.
A tan-
Almost like it's fog, but it's not. And it seems to be moving.
Oh, so it's like a sandstorm. Okay.
It doesn't seem to be heading in their direction.
No, but it's just the atmosphere that the place is made in.
Looking out at the terrain and the way that the city is built, it looks like the city at one time was built on even ground, but a lot of the structures seem to have been like tipped in some way, or that the ground is cracked at some point and has made the terrain rugged and uneven.
So it's unstable.
Not
Well, it made the
necess-
structures unstable. Whatever it made it go.
Yeah, whatever
Right.
opened these gaps up, or
Yeah.
why the gaps are there is unknown, but it definitely changed the layout of the.
Yeah. So
some of them, like
either there
there's
was an
like a
earthquake.
big,
Yeah.
there's a big gash in the ground that they can just look down in for.
So is there sinkholes? You're saying?
Not necessarily. It's more of like just being like the ground was flat and
It's
fine,
split.
and then all of a sudden it was just like there was a split.
It's split.
That
Right.
the ground just like split open, and then parts of the structures like leaned in, or
Yeah.
they got pushed out like that.
Mhm. So either something went underneath it, or the whole ground opened up because it was forced to. Okay. All right. They don't see any skeletons or anything, or artifacts that are
If they
equipment or
if
some
they
sort.
continue investigating the structure that they're in, they will occasionally find skeletons,
Of what?
and
Yeah. Dwarven, elven.
they seem to be like human and elven size, with the occasional smaller one that's around like halfling size.
Would it seem like a battle, or just the idea something overcame them? Maybe like.
Something happened and they just have been here for some time.
Well, I know something happened. I understand that. But what I mean, maybe like gases of some sort came out and they just collapsed and died where they were. But or does it look like they're in positions like they were in struggle, or parts of the skeletal
Was it
thing
a
was broken?
fighting death?
Right, from
Or
broken
like a natural
bones or
kind
something.
of.
Some you find like leaning up against the wall, so they may have been injured in some way and were like just sitting there and
They
then
died of the wound.
passed away from their wounds or something like that. Or there aren't really any that are like like hunkered down, and then there was like say like a nuclear blast or something, and then they're just like stuck like that. There's
You
nothing
mean
like
like
that.
Pompeii?
Yeah, it's not like that.
Yeah, no nuclear blast.
No shells.
No. So it might not have been in that.
But there are some like whenever they look that they'll see like a hand like reaching out, and there's like rubble that's like on top of it, and there you see like them
There were pins.
reaching out,
Yeah.
and there was probably something that fell down and pinned them. Various different things like that.
Did we see any jewelry? Anything that
No. Nothing.
would help for identifying?
Everything in here, like you don't even see, like, you
They're stripped to
barely
the bone.
even, yeah, quite literally,
Stripped
quite
to the
literally.
bone. This could have been ancient. a
It
long
doesn't
time.
look like there's any like even like pottery that could be used in any way.
Mhm. Alright. And there's no more carvings of stone on buildings or anything written in Elvish or Dwarven or Sildarian that they could recognize as they go through a couple of building directions, like a storefront or something.
Going down through the city, I mean, anything that's like could be even slightly considered valuable is gone.
I'm not looking
Is
for
it-
value.
I know, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, even for like a sign, the sign, if it had anything that would be considered of value, it's not hanging there, and it's not there. And the metal that was like holding it there, it's not there.
Alright, so
But you'll see, like, you know, pieces of wood that are sticking out, like there should be a sign hanging there, but there's nothing there.
okay, alright.
Or it's like broken off.
Or they took, but there's no metals. So that's been stripped of metals.
Anything that could be of any use or useful or of any value
Other than that,
seems
piece of
to
wood.
be
Alright.
stripped.
Alright, well they found a location, they found Emerald Haven, so they'll come back. And pretty much, we all understand a catastrophe happened there, man-made, most likely, but nonetheless, it's in a desert region, but we don't know where that desert region is unless we can find out where Emerald Haven is.
As they get out closer to the outskirts of the ruins of this city, they do see what looks to be some figures or something moving in the distance. Just like you see shapes kind of like way out in the distance. They can see mixed in with like the heat waves coming off the ground.
Well, describe.
The ground even itself is a mixture of like parched and cracked soil with like loose gravel and interdispersed with patches of like hardy, thorny vegetation here and there, like after once you get out of the city. They can see off in the distance in a different direction. They can see some geysers that are shooting scalding hot steam into the air.
I mean, as this is going on, do you feel whether we should go through and us investigate this further or do anything else?
Nope.
Do you
Because
have an understanding where
you would
this is?
have an idea of where they are
Okay.
based off of what you're seeing.
Because we have other ones to go through, and we can
Well, I
easily go
understand.
back.
I'm just
Right.
asking because you're spending a lot of time. That's all.
No, I'm on my way out now.
Okay. So
I mean-
where is what's his idea of where it is?
The moving parts and stuff, did they look humanoid or are they standing upright or on fours?
They were standing upright. It seemed to be either people walking and
Biped.
like walking something behind them, or riding something.
Okay. Alright, but no, they're gonna come back.
Okay.
Cause yeah, we're here for a while, but we need to keep looking. So,
Colin, can you rotate those arms? Can those
They
arms
won't
go
clamp it on these sides.
maybe
It's not big enough.
it's not
The pad's not big enough.
okay.
I'm assuming we were in the Tremere Wastelands. That's the only place I can get.
This, just looking at it and looking at the terrain and the area and the geysers and the what looks to be a sandstorm, you would surmise that they are in the Badlands somewhere.
Oh, this part of the Bay. I see. Oh, we popped up at the Tremere Wastelands, didn't we? With one of the stones? Or was that the Badlands also?
That was on the outskirts. Like, you weren't
Outskirts.
quite
No,
on
right.
the Badlands,
This is in
but you were on the
Okay, so we're in the Badlands.
Yeah, you're somewhere in the Badlands.
Okay, because we popped up next to the Badlands with the stone.
Mhm.
Okay.
We sure did.
Yeah, next to the forest and where they're connected over here. Right. But now we're in here somewhere.
Yeah, further in.
And there is, Badlands or the Ashlands?
Badlands.
That's too bad. Okay. Okay.
To give you guys an idea of the setting and what he describes to you of what the Badlands and the history of it, at least what his knowledge is. The Badlands is a desolate and treacherous region characterized by its harsh and unforgiving landscape. The area is often shrouded in a sense of foreboding and danger, making it a place few dare to venture. The Badlands often serves as a refuge for outlaws, exiles, and other individuals seeking to escape the reach of civilization without having to leave the continent. Ancient ruins, remnants of long-lost civilizations dot the landscape of the Badlands, and who knows what secrets and treasures will be discovered. The terrain is rugged and uneven, with jagged rock formations occasionally rising like broken teeth from the cracked, barren earth. Deep canyons and ravines carve through the landscape, and their shadowy depths hiding unknown perils. The ground is often a mixture of parched, cracked soil and loose gravel, interdispersed with patches of hardy, thorny vegetation that has adapted to the harsh conditions. And geysers also scattered throughout the region shoot blistering hot steam into the air, and in some areas even cover the area in a perpetual mist. The climate is extreme and unpredictable. By day, the sun beats down mercilessly, creating blistering heat that can sap the strength of even the hardiest travelers. However, at night, in contrast, it can be bitterly cold, with winds howling through the rocky outcrops and chilling to the bone. Dust storms are often occurrence, whipping through the land and reducing visibility to near zero while scouring the skin with gritty sand. Flora and fauna that can be found in the Badlands is scarce, but they are tenacious. The flora consists mainly of scrubby, drought-resistant plants like cacti and thorn bushes, which provide little sustenance or shelter. The fauna is equally hardy, with creatures that have evolved to survive in the unhospitable environment. Predators like giant scorpions and sand serpents and other beasts prowl the area, while smaller creatures like lizards, burrowing insects scavenge for what little food they can find. The inhabitants of the Badlands, few live in the Badlands, but those who do are often as tough and as unyielding as the land itself. Nomadic tribes of marauders, hardened by generations of survival in this hostile environment, roam the area. These inhabitants are skilled hunters and scavengers, and adept at finding water and shelter where others see only desolation. These tribes are also run by powerful warlords that control different regions while constantly vying for more control, more power, and more land.
The land of nothingness. But I want more of it. Because we're hiding out in the whole wall game here. Okay. Alright, yeah. I would like to take Isaac, and we would both identify this also.
Okay.
And then, probably after this, I might do a meditation. Use my PowerPoint. Alright, there's a 5.
Okay. Very similar. However, this one was empowered. Get my timeline out. Later than the other ones. Would have been around 4,500 BGC.
BGC?
Yes, BGC.
Okay. And the name of the fellow?
Alton.
Still Alton. Oh, he's kind of old.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda, sorta.
That's 2,000 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I'm assuming all the activity we're doing here is getting the attention of somebody who might be actually called Alton. What a punk. Okay.
What a
All right.
punk.
All right. All right. It's north, west, east, south. Okay. Evil twins is southeast. Okay, we'll try the next one.
Okay.
West, north, east, south.
Okay. Change this here. All right. So punch that in the portal.
This is west, north, east, south.
Yep. Portal opens up and the companions make their way through, find themselves in a vast chamber with high vaulted ceilings. The air is cool and damp, carrying the scent of ancient stone and earth.
The portal, is this size-wise compatible with where we just came from, the larger one, or is it like the smaller one?
Smaller.
Okay.
Actually, no, this one would be similar in size to the one you guys found in Orrinstead.
Oh, so this is a larger one,
Yeah.
like it, or that's what I'm looking
Yep.
for.
Bigger chamber, bigger portal.
It's grander. Do they see scratch marks anywhere?
No.
Okay.
The chamber is dead silent, with the only sound being the faint hum of the portal.
Okay. And again, with their nocturnal vision, they only see one exit, and they don't see.
A single small pathway that seems to be the only exit out of the chamber.
No, you said small. Is this smaller than the other ones?
I mean, it's big enough for the average like human and elf to walk through,
not
and
for
they're gonna
Vigon.
have like a little bit of
Okay.
clearance. But for like a Vigon, they're gonna have to duck down a little bit.
Okay. Quack quack. All right.
I'm average, I'm normal.
Ish. All right. So it's damp. Is it a little
is
drippy?
Cool and damp.
Is it dripping damp or just
You do not hear any like.
puddleage?
You don't hear any water.
But it's like going in a damp basement. Okay. Well, you need to get that fixed.
Let's see.
Is there any natural algae life that they see? Moss?
Occasionally on the walls. Yeah.
But nothing glows. No F,
Nope.
F whatever you
The
call it.
only light in here seems to be from the portal itself.
Well, that's wonderful. Okay, the council and everything squared away too. Is this similar in condition like the last one we encountered?
This one seems closer to the one in the volcano.
Okay,
Doesn't look as pristine
right.
as the one that was in the desert area.
Okay, all right. Okay, well they'll go through the doorway and see what's.
Okay, they follow the pathway. The pathway curves to the left and goes on for about 50 feet before coming to what looks like a dead end. But the wall does not look like the natural wall that they have been seeing, but rather looks like small brick-sized stones.
Oh, it looks like someone cemented it in. So it looks like man-made.
And as it goes into this wall,
Yeah.
it seems like pathway is narrowing.
Okay.
Not to the point where they have to start
Right.
crawling because they're on all
But it's
fours.
obvious that it's getting smaller.
But it would get it to the point where like a human or an elf would actually have to start like kneeling down a little bit.
Yeah, but they're on all fours and so they're low.
Yeah.
So, all right, they don't see any obvious. This is carved out like with picks.
This seems to be something that was humanoid
Great
created.
miners again. Okay, all right. They'll keep going.
I mean, what are you doing with the wall?
It's bricked off totally.
Yeah.
Does it
The
look
whole wall in front of them, and it's like something that it's half circle or whatever that they see of the wall, flat floor and then the half circle, but it's different. The walls like small brick-sized stones that are laid there instead of like the natural rock that they're seeing on the
Yes,
sides.
so it's man-made block
Seems that way.
in
But it's
cement.
not like big massive ones. It's
No,
just
they're
like
smaller
bricks.
There's mortar in between. Does the moisture affect them? Does it look
I
like?
mean, look like going up and like pressing up against the wall and whatnot. The wall itself has a bit of moisture on it and is cold to the touch.
Yeah, that happens probably down here. Does it look like the mortar can scrape easy because of the age of it?
And they could try doing a strength check, see if they could break through.
Well, I just mean to see if it's weakened over time. If they could just scratch and see if the mortar.
Yeah, the wall doesn't look like it's been. It looks like it's been here for a bit.
All right, they'll try to break it.
Okay.
Roll the 1.
So they ram into it a couple times and start breaking bricks out, and as they do, they start to see what looks to be like a figure or someone laying on their back, but it doesn't. It smells like old and musty on the other in the whatever space they're opening up. And the figure seems to be laying on their back and seems to be wrapped in some cloth and has like their arms up like this.
Egyptians, you can't get away from it. They'll make sure whatever they're breaking off isn't going to pile down onto the individual.
Okay.
And how wide of an area are they able to?
They can clear that whole area out
Okay.
for the tunnel if they
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, they will.
Okay.
Okay. Do they sense a bigger area there, or is all they see is enough space for this individual who's wrapped up in front
They
of them?
do see a bigger space that wherever this entity or this person is laying, that there's a bigger room farther in.
Okay. Can you give me a picture of that?
No.
Okay. All right.
Is the person mummified?
Is he
They're
wrapped?
wrapped in cloth and they're laying like this on their back.
That's a type of mummification, but not probably the full procedure. They have their own version, apparently.
They're not moving during this whole process either.
No, I hope not. Is the head wrapped also?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything adorning it, or is there writings at the
Not in the
head
in the
in a little room where he is? Oh, we might be on the side of a sarcophagus area. Like what do they call that down underneath the?
Tomb?
Yeah, the catacombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just the backside of one of the burial sites.
Yeah, wherever the body is, there's nothing in this little cavity that they're in,
Except for that.
that they're coming out into, where the body's at. There's nothing written there or any symbols.
Okay,
to see.
but directly in front of them, there's a body.
Yes,
Desecration.
and then there's a bigger chamber
Beyond the body.
beyond where the
Yeah.
body is at.
The chamber looks like a big room or a hallway.
The chamber looks to be an expansive circular room that has multiple cubbies.
Yeah, like catacombs. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'll nudge him to the side.
Okay. Or just crawl over him, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Well, nudge him like
That was a rough-
halfway, and then go where his body used to be. You know,
Okay.
halfway.
Okay. Yes, they find themselves in an expansive burial chamber, circular chamber with multiple cavities here, with bodies in each of them.
Sounds like they need a dentist. Okay. Do they see symbolism on the walls now that are in a barrier the chamber, like the symbols of the creator or something else?
Not like that. They do occasionally see like inscriptions underneath the different cavities where
Okay.
bodies are laid.
And
They have some of them have bits of writing on them.
written in.
It seems different languages. There's some that are in Elven, there's some that are in Dwarven, some in Halfling, no Twiglet or Barklet though, that you're finding.
Any Saldarian?
Yes, there are some Saldarian, no Aquayan.
Okay.
What you can make out from these is it seems to be bits and pieces of names of the writing that you can make out, because some of it is worn off.
Okay. None of them look like average people or high society.
Let's see here. I have it written down in the description.
Is there any items?
I didn't ask that. Loot the dead bodies.
Some of them are very simple and unadorned with anything, and then there are other ones that are more elaborately decorated.
You mean pattern wise? Or jewelry wise? What are you talking about?
Like whenever you go to any cemetery, and there's some that are just very simple, like
You mean carved
or
stones that are more
headstones
ornate
or
than
whatever.
others.
And there's other ones, they have like a
Okay.
whole big thing dedicated
Yeah.
just
Well, when you said adorn, I was thinking the body itself, not the carving that they're housed in.
the cloth would look like it was finer material.
Right, but we don't see someone with a crown or a scepter or anything like that.
No, nothing of like
That's
of value that like a grave robber
Importance,
or
right.
somebody could just grab.
not that we're in that business. There's an exit to this place?
There is a corridor that leads out, a narrow corridor.
Well,
that
that's
leads out.
exiting from here.
They go out and they find it leads into a T corridor.
Anything on the walls?
There is a number on there that looks to be in common, and it says 4 dash and then 102.
Okay. And the T goes in left
the
or
T
right?
goes left and right.
Okay, well, they'll go to the right.
Okay. You splitting up 1 and 1?
Nope.
Or? So which way are you going? Left?
To the right.
To the right. Okay. The markings seem to go 4-103, 104, 105. And keeps getting higher. And these corridors seem to be leading into more burial chambers,
Does
similar
the
to where they
grade
came
of the
out.
ground go down or up?
It's just the same. Seems
Oh,
like
it's
they're-
equal.
Yeah.
Alright, they'll go the other way. Numbers.
The walls that they are seeing here as
Is
they're
low.
walking down these corridors are made of that small brick-sized stone
Right.
and is moist or damp with moisture and cold to the touch. The corridors, as they go through and travel through here, they do see sconces, but they're cobwebbed and have not been used in some time.
numbers.
But there are the numbers there that are at each part where there's like one going or a corridor that goes into a chamber. But these corridors seem to be a series of intricate passageways that twist and turn into various different patterns. But following the numbers, you eventually find
That's what I want.
a area that is not like a room, but like a corridor that just seems to like go around in a square formation. And then it seems like there's multiple corridors that lead out from that.
And they're all
Square.
equal in angle. They don't depth lower or higher.
No, it's just flat.
And there's numbers on them. Any of the numbers get lower? Like we're getting down.
They get lower as you get to that
number one.
central square area.
Okay. And is there numbers leading off in each direction saying these numbers go in that
Yeah,
direction?
like when you get into that central area, there's
Yeah.
like 4-1. And
Do we ever
there's
get past
4-.
4? Do we go into the 3s and the 2s?
In that square part that goes around in just a perpetual square, there is in the center of one of them there is a staircase that leads up.
Let's go there.
Walk up the staircase and you find yourself in a similar perpetual square with multiple corridors
Numbers.
going out. However, the numbers now start with 3 dash.
There. We just keep going up, going up, going up.
Okay.
We ignore the rest of the other stuff.
Okay. Going up, and then you eventually find yourself going up another staircase that ends in an iron gate.
Did it have numbers before we got to the gate?
It was the last square that you were
Yeah.
in was 1
One.
dash.
Okay, alright, yeah. Alright, obviously the doors, they could try to see about opening them.
It's locked.
Are you sure? Can you try that again?
The
Are they
room that
moist
they
anymore?
see
The dead's not allowed out.
through the iron
The
gate,
tour is
they
open.
see what looks like a cellar, I don't want to say like a wine cellar, but it has like the big drums or whatever where they would keep some sort of drink.
Liquor.
But there's multiple rows of these, and this iron gate they can see through and see that.
Okay, is there footprints on the other side, like active?
I mean, it's clean in there. They don't see any like dust footprints or.
But inside here, as they've been progressing, has it looked clean and dusty, or what?
It's been pretty dusty up until this room on the other side.
So the other side looks like it's
Okay.
active, and down here people don't go down even. Okay. We don't know where it is. So, yeah.
How'd you get down there?
Fella. Alright, they'll come
He
back.
desecrated my Uncle Tom!
Yeah. They'll come back. We might be back to this one after we look at the next
As
one.
they go to turn around, they hear a set of footsteps
On the other side.
coming in the room.
In that big
there.
area. Yeah. It's not lit.
It is lit. in
Where
that
they
room.
are.
Yeah, in that basement cellar area. It is.
Yes, but where on their side it is
No.
not.
But there is
that's
light
what I'm
coming down into
Sure.
the stairway.
saying. They could back up to a corner and just observe.
Okay. They see a half elven woman come down, and she has rather big, like what we would
No,
consider
let's
like
not judge.
what we would consider like a keg almost.
Yeah.
But she comes down and goes over to one of the big barrel contraptions and goes over and starts pouring liquid into it.
They
Load
sniff.
it up
What do they
for
smell?
a new week.
It smells like grape juice.
Okay. All right. Well, it's not old enough. All right.
But she seems to be wearing priestly clericy garb as if in a temple
You
from
and the
somewhere.
clericy stuff.
Clerical robes.
Okay, alright. Well, they're doing communion, so. Alright, well, they can't talk to her, so it's not worth busting in and say, "Rrr," and then they're going like, ah, bear! And then the militia comes down and messes everything up. So they'll take note, they tell us that.
Radiants can talk to other clerics.
Yeah, yeah. Well, assuming it's a cleric. Well, that's true. Thank you, voice.
Voice in the darkness,
Yeah. Alright.
call to me.
Alright, alright. Then her companion comes out, it's a big dragon. Ah! Different culture, different thing. Alright, then I guess,
Where is my sheet that I'm looking for?
Brutus will try to communicate with her.
I just had it. Where did I put it?
Don't be like me.
We'll speak to dead.
We might. Or I could have Dobie do it. Oh wait, is it Dobie? Yeah, Dobie the bear.
Yes, that is his name. Literally
No,
just
oh, Dobie. Right.
where did it? There it is. Why did I put it all the way in the back? Okay.
Because you did.
He didn't expect us to get this far. Okay.
Okay. What is the bear trying to say?
Hello, stranger. I'm a traveler.
What planet is this?
What are you?
I come from the
What
crypts.
are you doing down there?
Huh.
Just chill.
Well, I am a traveler and I'm investigating your lands, and I wonder where this is.
Well, you're in Kingsford.
Okay, thanks, bye.
You're in the cellar of the temple. You're in Kingsford.
That is very good information.
How did you get here?
From the lower
Where's your-
catacombs.
Where's your cleric?
You're looking at it now.
He's in Orrinstead. He sent me.
I don't know where that is.
It's south of. Oh, did you say Kingsford?
Kingsford, yes.
Oh, I'm thinking of. Okay. All right.
Probably go for like another half an hour or something.
We haven't been to Kingsford,
Yes, you have.
have we?
It's the capital of Avalon.
We've definitely been. We have a map for it.
Oh, this is on Ethazera.
Yes.
Oh.
It's that city that's built on a mountain.
Yep.
On the
And you went there with Galandra. to seek
Yeah.
help
You
from
know, the
king.
one with
Alright,
the
okay. Alright, okay.
and the
Ding, ding, ding.
cabbages.
Alright. Oh, yes.
That one.
Oh, light bulb!
Yeah.
Augie and the cabbages.
Well, my character hasn't been himself for a while, so. Yes, the creator has gifted me to come here in a unique way, and I have now found that I'm on Avalon. Ethazera, excuse me. Ethazera.
It's Avalon.
Yeah.
Ethazera, Avalon.
Yeah, it's,
Kingsford.
yeah, but the concept, because I was going to say I'm from Praxis,
They'd be like,
from
"What?"
King's Harbor. They probably heard of King's.
Oh, okay. So you're close to King's Harbor then? Or that's where your cleric is?
That's where my cleric is.
Oh.
They understand.
And you're here?
Yes,
Why did you two get
he sent me
separated?
to be on an expedition, and my time is short.
Oh.
I don't have much time left.
Oh, okay. Well,
But this is,
did you want to come through, or?
I think I will. Okay, I'm listening too, honestly, because he's telling me in his head too. Crossing wires.
He hates being the middleman.
Yeah, that's right. And so I think this is what he'll say. We have a little more exploring to do, but we would like to visit.
Okay.
Is there an easier way that we can get in from this direction other than this gate? This is the direction we did our exploration through.
I mean, there's always the front door.
There is, but we came from this direction. We are on another
If
continent.
you're coming from the catacombs, this is the only exit and entrance into the catacombs, so...
Do you have a key?
I can go and get one.
Can I have an extra one? So that way I might be able to have my master enter this way through this door, and then we would be able to have access instead of the front door that comes through this way, because this is the only way we have from our continent.
Make a persuasion check.
I want a key to the dead people.
That's a 7.
Okay.
The dead want the key. They're just screaming to get out.
They're calling me.
It was made by those who are dead. Okay.
That's a set of that.
Yeah, I think that I can get you an extra key. Hold on just a second, and she goes over and grabs the keg that she brought down and heaves it up the stairs.
She's like, office, we have a unique situation here.
Pressing the button under the table.
And heads up, and it's close to like 10 minutes later or so. She returns and
Like 1 minute left.
it's going to the Great Realm. You'll never see it again.
Dobie's gone. I'm next. Come on.
It's like fading out of existence. Thank you.
Hurry, you're my only hope.
She does come down and has a key for you.
She comes up behind him. I'm behind you in the catacombs. Here you go. How'd you do that? Yeah.
This is my house now.
My master sends me here all the time.
Only when I've been bad, he locks me in the catacombs.
Your companion too?
Lots
play
of
with the
people to
skeleton.
talk to.
I play with the skeleton heads.
We're getting ready for the next play. To be or not to be.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that is very nice. Very delightful. And I'm sorry, your name is?
My name is Valeria.
Valeria. Valeria?
Valeria.
Malaria, but with a
Malaria. Yeah, she's very catchy. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
There's someone else you're interested in.
Well, catchy's a friend.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I is kind of like out there hanging off the cliff. Okay. So, and what town was that again?
Kingsford.
Okay. Well, my master Torvine thanks you. Gone.
Oh shoot, that was a mistake. Ting, 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 ting. Oh, now I gotta reach in there and
Okay.
grab the key.
Come back, the lock's changed. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
But the key will be there for next time. Small geezer's gonna be coming down and be like, how'd that key get in there? Oh, well.
Everyone's got one anyways.
The janitor picks it up.
Can't have keys to the catacomb just lying around
No. Someone might want to make a deposit
in the catacomb.
in the catacombs. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Pay rent. Okay, alright, that was west, north, east, south.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so unorganized here, I don't know why. Okay. Okay, we have one left. Can we do that one after break?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we can go and take a break now and we can come back. The companions have poofed out of Kingsford, and you guys are left there with the open portal in Orrinstead still.
We're going to identify the one on the other side also.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have to go through the rolls? All right.
Many left.
Do you have any power points to spare yet?
It's only 2 power points, so we have 20, so we're good. 11's not good enough. 9 isn't good enough. 19, I'm gonna re-roll that one. That's nasty. I rolled 2 19s. All right, I'm using the other dice. There's a 6. That's exactly what I need.
Okay. This one was the same year as, or whatever it was, the 2502 one, the second one that you guys.
Eagle Twins.
Yeah. And it was empowered by the same individual.
Okay, we haven't found a different one yet.
It's a pretty far distance.
He gets around. Okay, same information, and the dialing mechanism next to it, still in pretty good shape. Okay, all right. No funny looking stuff there.
Yeah, none of the rooms seem to be off kilter or anything other than the one that you guys
In the
found
mine.
in Elder's
ticked.
Reach. That was the only one
Yeah,
that was a
those
little
ticked.
off.
So are the people. Okay. Alright then, we'll try the last one then.
Okay. Punch that in, and the portal opens up.
Okay, I'm gonna read, well, no, I still have a lot of time on Brutus. I don't know if, Isaac would have prolonged the time on his companion or not. When he first pops him up, double the time. Cause he could probably last like 6-8 hours if he extends the time on his. Cause it doubles the power time if he does. See how long he wants his barrel.
Just a regular, because I mean, he would wait until you guys open the portals and whatnot to
Oh, okay,
up
alright,
him.
alright,
So,
okay.
but
Alright.
he's just
Yeah, he likes using power points, that's cool. Alright, we'll
Okay.
send him through.
all right. The portal opens up. The companions find themselves in a cavernous, natural, cavernous room, illuminated with a eerie glow of bioluminescent plants and fungi embedded in the walls that surround this room, and it casts an ethereal blue-green glow to it. To the left and to the right of the portal, the walls are adorned with reliefs and murals covered with coral and barnacles. The portions that can be made out seem to demonstrate the temple's creation, worship of some kind, and the construction of the portal itself.
Size?
These smaller size.
Why would they make two larger ones?
In case bygones, you know.
I don't even think Vigons need a 45-foot tall.
The dragons.
Well, you know, some people used to live longer back in the day. Maybe some people grew taller.
It's
At the
someone's
far
ego.
end of the room, so you have the portal, murals, and reliefs on the right and left. On the far end of the room, opposite the portal, is a large circular pool of water that can be seen. That is still.
It is water?
Mhm.
We know it's water?
It looks like water.
Well, you said it was water.
It looks like water.
Okay. It doesn't look like a natural portal or anything, it looks like shimmering water.
Mm-hmm.
Still, any ripples?
Nope, no ripples.
Glass? Oh, it's water. Flat as glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do we hear any loons?
Looms.
Loons,
A bird.
the birds.
A loon is a type of bird.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You don't hear any sounds.
Loon's
other
like a
than-
duck, I think, right?
It's
No, you don't hear any noises other than
okay.
the portal in the room.
Well, we're not in the Adirondacks then. Alright.
And this room is not as cold, or it's,
But there's
it's
dampness.
a little warmer than the one that you
The
guys.
catacombs.
Yeah, but it's much more damp. Like you can see moisture actively like running down the walls.
But we don't hear drippy drips. Because the water is,
Occasionally, on the ground, you can hear,
but none of it's hitting
but
the
none
cool
of it's
water.
in the water.
Do we hear it pitter patter towards the water?
Do you hear any pitter patter towards the water?
Yeah. The drops falling down, hitting the ground.
You can. It is stone. It is stone floor in here, so you hear
Yeah, that's the pitter patter I'm talking about. Yeah.
that you hear.
Yeah,
Like some.
but it's by
It's
the
not like a
walls.
rock wall. It's or not like a natural
Okay,
rock. It's
It's
the
man-made.
platform. Like it's similar to like the platform that the portal is on. It's like
Right.
it's like the whole entire floor of the room
Okay.
seems to be built this
Alright,
way.
I'm just saying
Other
there's no
than
drips
the
of water.
walls are natural rock. Other
Okay.
than the reliefs and the murals that are.
Alright, but how far away is the water from where we are?
30 feet.
Not far at all. Okay. So like here to the west wing or a little or shorter. Actually a little shorter. Does entranceway look further away beyond the water? Can we see the other side of the water?
We do not see an entrance or an exit.
But when we look at the water, does the water look like it keeps going?
The water is crystal clear, revealing depth that goes down in, and it looks like a staircase that leads down in to the water.
No, so there's no other way out of here except for through those possibly steps.
Mm-hmm.
It seems. All right.
That's where the fish people had a portal.
Fish people,
Yep, fishmen.
fishmen.
Fish what? Fishman. Fish what? Fishman.
Okay. We'll go on that.
Or the mermaids.
The merman.
Yep,
Okay.
mermaids and mermen.
Sirens. Okay.
Nemo and his dad.
I
Isaac
guess.
looks at you and says, I do have water breathing if we wish to investigate it.
Did you bring your tights?
No, what?
Your
Swimming
wetsuit?
trunks.
No.
Your boardies.
Please.
Your boardies.
At least duckies.
I have flotation devices.
Yeah. Your loonies.
What do you mean you didn't even bring your wellies?
I mean, you got your hoodie and all, looking cool, but you know. Okay. Well, the bears will be fine under there.
The staircase seems to suggest connection to deeper parts of something,
For the water
somewhere.
out there, somewhere far. Yeah, I'm not gonna sing it. Sure, Isaac. Why don't you give us
He hates making decisions.
water?
like that.
Water.
Like, why can't it
drinking
just
water.
be straightforward?
Sure.
Okay.
What's his longevity? Oh, you don't know.
It's unless it was changed from the book, it's like 2 hours per cleric level.
Oh, we're good for a while.
Yeah.
And he can touch probably 6 of us, which there's more. He has more touch than who we are. So, okay. Do we all want to go do this?
Do we?
Can you swim?
We're on this side right now. The bears are there. He got information. He just said, "Hey, if we want to go in, we can do water breathing." This is the last one on our list.
Can you swim?
Sure, I guess we can.
Okay, because we won't drown.
Unless you wanted the bears to go first and check that out.
Let's all just go for fun.
Okay.
For funsies.
Okay. All right. Well, if he touches us, then we'll all go through.
Okay. He stands at the portal. Twink, twink,
Okay.
twink.
Head count. Okay. All right. We'll go in, and then we'll go into the cavern.
Okay.
And we don't see any evidence of anything within hundreds and thousands of years.
The reliefs on the wall, or the murals,
Ah.
that's the only thing that is, other than the space itself, is different from all the other areas that you guys have been.
Can you show us a picture of that?
No. I don't have a picture.
Can you draw it out there?
No. But as I said, the murals demonstrate what looks to be the temple's creation. Some form of worship, figures worshiping, and the construction of the portal.
Okay, so does, this shows like in hieroglyphics?
Yeah, think similar to like
Egyptian.
Egyptian things, like you see little people with like spears and stuff.
Oh, how primitive.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Pointed sticks.
Not
Still
quite
use
stick
it.
figures.
Oh,
The
good.
figures all seem to look elven.
Those rascals. Do we see anything other than regular humanoids?
You just see elven figures like in every portion.
We don't
Where
see
there
anything
is-
big?
They're all relatively around the same size.
About me and medium, okay.
And this portal, like I said, is similar in size to the smaller ones.
What are they worshiping?
Seems to be the symbol of the creator.
They're elves also? Okay. And there's more than one of these depictions, the frescoes?
On one part of the wall, it's the temple's creation, which you see figures moving, carrying stones, and people with like hammers, like working on building certain bits and pieces, and like scaffolding and things like that being done. The depiction seems to depict this being above ground somewhere, because the sun is in the sky,
Mhm.
shining down, and then
Yeah.
there's the people working.
So it's not where we are. Right.
The part where there's worship has, these figures down on their knees with their hands raised, and then has the symbol of the sun with the rays like shining down on all of them. There is one figure in the center that is standing and not on their knees, and has a hand out gestured towards the crowd, or those that are on their knees. And then the construction of the portal is another section that shows them putting different pieces, people being on like scaffolding and putting the pieces together where the symbols are, and some people working on the console.
Alright, I wanna identify the portal on this side,
Okay.
so that's a 5,
Okay.
so that's a flawless.
The timing for this one is actually before the earliest one that you have come across.
I had
This
a
one was in the 1500s actually. BGC. Yep.
Okay. And who made it?
Alton.
It's funny, we don't see an Alton in the depiction. Okay. I would like to do reveal empowerment.
Okay.
So I would like to see along these pictures, look for plaques, look around the portal itself, and see if there's any relics that glow that are on ground that someone might overlooked, or to
Okay.
see if maybe some of these pictures have some sort of empowerment on it, maybe a secret compartment or something.
The things that you pick up in this room to be empowered seem to be the portal and the console, and the murals have a slight empowerment to them.
Is the empowerment maybe the idea that it has imbumonite in them?
No, it is green.
Okay,
Green
so
hue.
is it actually something that's been transferred into an empowerment? Okay, I like the identifying.
Okay.
What's a 3?
This seems to be an empowerment that allows the mural to adjust to show a picture. So it will mold itself to show and display a picture of some kind.
So this is just like Thor or Superman when they had the pictures change and move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did they do that when we looked at them anyways? They were moving and doing this when we were looking at it?
No,
Okay.
they're just still.
Is there an activation to it? Because that would.
Yes, there is. The words are in High Elven. Show me.
Show me straight. Oh, that was close. Okay, okay guys, let's get some popcorn, have a seat, take a peek at these pictures, and I will say the words "show me" in high elf. Oh, I just said it. Hurry up, hurry, move.
You didn't say it
I
in
said
high
it in
elf,
common,
no.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know, I was telling you. Okay, you guys ready?
Okay.
Ready as will ever be.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be High Elven. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
There.
No.
Queen.
Well, which one is it? I have
Do
the
you
instruction.
know? Does it tell you specifically the language?
The instruction would tell me what it's needed.
Okay, it would be show me in Aquayan.
Oh. Well, I don't know.
I do. My
Okay,
moment has come.
our-
I do.
Our boisterous partner over there seems to know Aquayan.
I do. Because I'm the
Okay.
one who had to say last time we used it.
Well then, I guess when I get my popcorn, I'll sit down and then you can say, "Show me" to the picture.
Mm-hmm. Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Show me.
Okay. The mural,
It was
you
very
see the
underwhelming.
stone begin to
Broke it.
almost like ripple, similar to like the portal, but it just ripples, and then the barnacles and the coral that is on the wall all pop off and break off as it is moving, and then it forms a shape and shows the construction of the temple and shows the land there, and you see a city, and then you see these elven figures coming and starting to put up scaffolding, and then you see the temple sort of like a diorama type deal of, if that's the right word,
Sure.
or a time lapse, I guess you could say,
Okay.
of the temple being created. And then it holds that image of it being complete.
Man, they sure done did build that fast.
It takes like several minutes for the display for them, and but you can see as the rock like actually forms to make and the image and to make the figures actually move and to actually like it's almost like a motion picture in a way.
Yeah, it's
No,
just
there we
one
go.
picture, right?
It shows the creation of the temple, and then it stops once the whole thing's in there.
And then there's another picture of them making the.
That was the creation of the temple.
Right. You can say, "Show me" to the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, it's the other one that shows the making of the portal.
There's worship, and then there's the
Yeah, I want the
the
portal.
construction of the portal.
Yeah, I want the portal.
Which one are you?
The one
looking
in
at?
front of me, obviously. No.
I don't know which one's in front of you.
Well, not the one I just talked to. Obviously.
Unless you just
I
want to
moved to
double
the
think.
next,
next
one,
one?
on my right.
Let
Yes.
me show you.
Okay.
It's this one.
Right there.
Yeah, where that one.
Right where
This
he put it.
one.
All right. So once again, the rock begins to ripple, and form an image, and the barnacles and coral fall off of that section of wall, and you see the sun shining with the rays cascading across the entirety of the image, and you
Did the wrong
see
one.
a singular figure facing the sun with a hand outstretched. And then that figure, as it zooms in, you see an elven figure. And you see eyes that seem to have like wisps coming off of them. And then you see that figure turn around and face individuals coming towards them and the sun, and they fall down on their knees and raise their hands up. And you see that figure turn around and wave his hand in front of them, and then the picture stills.
It's not the one I wanted.
It isn't, is it?
How crisp is the visual that we see these faces?
How many pixels do we have?
Can we identify them in a lineup, or is this a
You only see
generalization?
one face that is
That's
particular.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's the one that has the one hand
Mhm.
outstretched, and whenever he turns around to address those coming towards the sun, there's a close-up of his face. And that's
Okay.
why I said that you could see like the...
Yeah. Does he look familiar?
Not particularly for an elf, no. Seems to be wearing, has what's the word, like a cloak on that's kind of waving, and then seems to have half plate armor
Yeah.
on
Chest plate.
that has an insignia on
The rope.
the chest that is the
Yeah.
symbol of the creator.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, the face doesn't look like any of the...
He doesn't look like any of the statues that we saw down in the how we got to the first.
The first portal?
Yeah.
In the room with 3?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Can you activate the next one then?
If I must, I
Please.
move to the next one.
The next one shows this room, however...
I didn't even say
it
my
was-
line. You didn't let me say my
Okay.
line.
Okay.
The picture was
Say your-
presumptuous.
Yes.
It was Face ID.
Show me. No. This is gonna be the best chunk of video ever.
Editing is real.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna put up like a black box over her camera.
You wouldn't be allowed to. I would probably walk into the gaming room right at the time when he's doing it, and I'll be like, get out of my way. Push the rolly cart out of the way.
The stone wall comes to life and shows you this room, however, a little different, without the coral and barnacles and the fungi
So it's
and
clean.
things like that. Yes, pristine. And it shows these elven figures coming in, putting the scaffolding around, and slowly and gradually forming the portal
Right here in this,
In this
very
room.
room.
in this room.
How do they form it?
They start off by laying the foundation part and making that, and then they carve out a spot for the disc, and then they bring the disc in multiple pieces, and then connect it together into different portions. And then the ring is inserted, and then the parts where the magnetite are go on.
Can we
last.
see on the portal any of those sections that were stacked on each other? You said the ring was put together in portions.
Mm-hmm.
Can we see any of those lines as the
You can
portion?
see there's different sections where the portal itself is put together, where it's like a section goes together and there's like a ring and a ring, and then there's like a bolt that goes
Oh,
through
really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, well, never would have known.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just solid.
No.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Okay, that explains a lot. All right. So that movie's over?
Mhm.
Okay.
No end credits.
Yeah, end credits.
Should
From
we wait
Elton
for the
or
music
something, you know?
to finish?
Catchy song.
Yeah.
This long list of names just keeps scrolling and
Yeah,
scrolling.
yeah. Oh man, there's a lot of L's here. Okay. All right. Well, obviously, if it's Akoyan language, then we're going down water. It seems to be. None of these people look like that they're water people.
Nothing jumps out as water people. No.
The guy who was putting his hand out, he didn't have gills on the side of his or anything. And what color is this? In
There's no color, it's stone.
stone. Well, what color is stone?
Stone is like a grayish, dark grayish color.
Very morbid. Okay.
Dark gray.
Okay. Sort of.
Limestone?
Sort of like lead. Okay. Pewter.
All of a sudden
Pewters
we
is what.
start glowing.
Okay, which is metallic. Okay. All right then. Well, we have a little history lesson. It was fun, National Geographic, but we didn't learn anything. So now we can breathe decent in a fish tank. Oh, hope they have good filters in that fish tank, and we'll be on our way. Let's go in the water.
You guys just make your way down the staircase that goes into the water. The water is not chilly, but it's cool. As you go down through, there is that instinctual like hesitation of like your head gets ready to go under, and you're like you're gonna
I'm not
hold
ready
your
for this.
breath. Yeah. But it isn't until later when you get farther down that it sets in of like, oh,
It's
I
more
need to
natural.
breathe, and then it's like, oh, and the water comes through, and it's like breathing air. It's like heavy air. It's like breathing heavy air, essentially.
But it's heavy water, so it's nuclear water.
But this leads down. Goes down like a good 50, 60 feet.
It was 5 feet.
And then you find yourself in
You
a
find
tunnel.
yours. So what do we look like?
You look wet.
We look wet.
Yeah.
Now we have flowing hair, flowing bark.
Mhm. But you're still underwater. You find
Yeah.
yourself in a
Okay.
tunnel underwater.
Okay, do we see writings and inscriptions on it? This is man-made looking now?
Mhm.
Any decorational?
Yeah, this all seems to be like almost like a hallway type deal.
Is there like follow the blue line or the green line? Just shows
No.
what direction to go. Okay, thank you for the left coverage. There's
Whatever you say, garbage elf.
it's there. But there's still just one way to go.
For now.
Okay. All right. Lighting.
Along the walls, the only light that there is the bioluminescent plants and or algae that you see connected to the walls.
Okay. Well, we'll use it. It's fine. I have nocturnal vision. So. All right.
It's like similar to torchlight. So it's not. It's like dim light, basically, like that you can see down through.
Yeah.
This-
Average night lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll continue.
And it gives off
We went
that
50 feet, so.
ethereal blue-green glow.
Okay.
But you follow
Alright.
through this hallway or tunnel, and it leads to a section where there's more tunnels that seem to.
Is this
branch
fresh
off.
water or salt water?
It seems not
Sticks tongue
completely. Doesn't seem completely like fresh water.
But
It seems like there's a
Hailing it this whole
slight,
time.
It's
a
a little
slight,
tainted.
a
Trying to get an
slight
extra
hint
little
of
taste
salt.
of it.
Not much, not like you're in the ocean, but
Yeah.
it's
Like,
just a slight
Earthy.
tint.
Okay. All right.
Breathing salt.
it's gonna solidify any minute now.
Let me salt my gills.
How you clean?
Now when they
honey?
ask how salty you are, you can say really
My
salty.
lung capacity is slowly diminishing as it's filling up with salt.
Notice
Says the
how
Viking.
the farther down into the water the Vigon gets, the higher the octave of his voice.
It's healing. Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll just keep going.
Okay. Leads into this chamber where there are hallways that lead off in different directions, and then there's also a section that actually does not look like
Same construction.
like a hallway or something that it looks more of like a tunnel into the earth without like the square structure to it. Not like something burrowed, but more of like somebody chiseled out like a pathway going down.
So it looks like something more recent.
Could be.
How many hallways do we see?
There's a total of 4.
Okay.
Why don't I'll send because that's a medium size chiseled hole, right?
This one's larger than
Oh. So Vigons would be able to stand up and walk.
Mhm.
So this is a big
that. Mm-hmm.
from
All the hallways are actually like the tunnel that you guys, and even the staircase that you guys
They're
went
grand.
down seemed like something designed almost for something the size of the Vigons.
Okay, but
Like it
this
had that in
hole
mind.
is even bigger.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty noticeable.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it actually seems like it actually, not like it broke through, like something broke through the wall, but rather like the wall was built around this
yeah. Okay.
tunnel.
So actually, if the wall was built around it, that means the tunnel was there before the building of material around it.
Well, if there wasn't any material around it, then there was no tunnel.
That means the tunnel was there
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
because they built around the entrance of this tunnel. So that means
If
the
they
tunnel.
built the walls of the tunnel, then there was no tunnel. Or am I misunderstanding something?
So think, okay, so like when I said tunnel earlier, just think like hallway.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys went down the steps, just think, like bricked
Yeah,
off
It right has a shell
hallway.
on the inside.
Okay, and then when you came out, you came into yet more bricked, like a bricked room. But then the hallways that lead off are also bricked off. Like, it looks like it's man-made. That it's civilization type deal. But then there's a tunnel that's more like a half circle. That's larger than the
The others.
hallways that you have been going down in.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like it's naturally, or somebody went through and was like chiseling it out. And it looks like the wall, like it wasn't broken through, but it looks like the wall, when it was constructed for this room, that it was constructed around that hole.
Okay.
So the hole was around before they
But
put the
the
bricking.
the
I see.
construction of the
Oh.
like the tiles and everything don't go down this.
No, they stopped.
I see. I guess I thought you were saying
No.
that the construction around it was it itself all the way. Anyway, okay.
Are there
So,
any skulls?
I'll send
opening up the doorway?
my bear
The
down
entryway?
the hallway, the big one.
not welcome.
Yes.
What's that?
I was send my bear down the big hallway,
The
Okay.
big one.
and we can just go. But there's 3 hallways. Is there letters, numbers on the other hallways? The words death above any of these or anything?
Nope.
There's no identifiers. Well, guys, we can split up, or we can all go down one hallway, see where it leads, and then come back and do another one. I have a companion. Isaac, does it matter where your bear goes?
No. Okay with wherever. You can stick with me, or you can accompany someone else, or go on his own.
Okay. Well, since there's 3, why don't we say this is the area, this is the big one, and these are 1, 2, 3.
To be
big
clear,
ones.
there's the one
And this is where we came
tunnel, and then there's 4 hallways.
The big hallway and then the 3 hallways.
4.
There's 4 hallways, and there's 1 tunnel.
Well, one of the hallways is where we came from.
Correct.
That's-
so there's
okay.
3
Yes,
new
okay.
hallways.
Yes, yes.
Got it.
That's what I said. This
Coming
is
out of this
where
room,
we came
there
from.
are 4 hallways, and there's 1
Yeah,
tunnel.
you gotta ease it like that. Okay, so I'm looking at it like a paw print. You know, off
It
of the
is.
paw.
You guys are coming in from the right side. There's 2 that go out this way, and there's 1 on the opposite end in the tunnel.
6.
The big tunnel is to the left. Yep.
Okay. There we
We've
go.
been inhaling a little too much water.
It's getting deep in here. It affects us little people even more. Okay.
Everybody's voice
So-
just keeps climbing.
Torvine will go this way. No, he won't. Stop it. Brutus.
So we're splitting the party.
Well, it doesn't. Well, the companions really doesn't matter.
Split the party.
Okay.
You hear.
So
hear
Brutus
his
will go
voice
down
on.
there.
So we'll have a companion, each take their own, and then we'll all go down and all.
Split the party.
Okay.
Okay.
I heard split the body.
The-
That's what I
Not
heard.
two.
And I was
Or
like,
split the
okay.
potty.
So we'll cover all the hallways,
Okay.
Most
and
of it,
then
except for this
when
one.
we're done, we'll all come back and we'll all go down the big tunnel.
Well, I was sending Brutus down the big tunnel.
How about we do the hallways? So we
You want to do that?
Yeah,
That's
do
fine.
Brutus down a hallway.
Okay.
Isaac's bear down a hallway, and then we'll
Okay,
all go
then
down
we'll,
the other
Then
hallway.
we'll all go down this one.
And then when we're done, we'll come back and we'll go down the
And
tunnel.
we'll have a party. Yay! Okay. All right. That's what we'll do. So we'll send Brutus down the first one. We'll go down the middle one, and we'll send Dobie the one straight across.
Okay. Just to cover this one quick, the hallway that Dobie goes down goes on for he's walking or swimming
Lumbering.
Yeah, I know.
for like 20 minutes and then finds that the hallway's collapsed.
Oh,
go down here. As of what type of collapse?
Like natural rock and whatnot has broken through the walls and
Does-
it's collapsed.
As he's gone down through here for 20 minutes, has he seen any symbolism, any writings on
More numbers.
Not any writings necessarily. The only thing that he does run into is an occasional room to the side that seems to be like living quarters essentially.
there? Rooms that are living quarters with no one in them.
Mhm.
How big are these rooms? Like
Non-living
this size?
quarters.
Size for multiple Vigons to live in them. Like that kind of size.
Okay,
Knew
all right.
this would come up at some
Beds?
point.
Sleep in or live in? Like
Okay.
kitchen, bed.
To sleep in.
Okay, sleeping quarters, barracks. So basically, what he's seeing is made specifically for the size of Vigonians.
Yeah, larger, something larger, like their size.
Okay, he doesn't see any like paintings or pictures of mom or something that's sitting on the wall or a poster.
There are remnants of like decorations and whatnot, but they've been underwater for a long time, so
And preserved really well.
no.
Okay, so already dated, not here for a long time. So this has been here a long time, but nothing's been here for a long time. Okay, all right, he's done. He turns around and goes back.
Who
And
went down the big,
nobody yet.
big?
We're all gonna go when we look at these 3 smaller ones. We'll come back and look at the big one.
Then we're gonna reunite.
Okay.
So what did everybody else find?
Okay,
Or is that where you were describing?
no, they're all the same.
All right. So, but then the other 2 that
Brutus
you
went on the
take-
right one.
Okay.
The first one when you turn.
Mhm. Who else? Is there just Bruce and everybody else went down the other one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys both come up into a similar chamber. You come up into a expansive open space with high vaulted ceiling supported by towering pillars covered in phosphorescent moss. The floor is a multiple massive mosaics of ancient tiles depicting epic underwater scenes and legends of underwater creatures, though many sections seem to be cracked and obscured by sediment and time.
Cracked. What do you mean?
But
Cracked?
both the bear and
Like
us see roughly
Yeah,
the same
similar,
thing.
yeah.
You guys come up like, it'd be like somebody coming up over there and then the other group coming up over there.
Oh, so it is the same room.
We do get connected. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is this still all water?
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems like originally this wasn't made for water,
Correct.
so it's been flooded all this time.
You
So
see, oh, go ahead.
so this doesn't mean these were aquatic people. This is just a place that was filled in with water. Okay. You may speak.
You see schools of fish swim lazily through portions of this chamber, and the occasional ray of sunlight can be seen poking down through far on the opposite side on this massive doorway that you can see. It seems to be an exit, possibly of some kind.
There's a doorway,
Yes, a massive archway.
What?
At the far, far end.
but we
of
don't
where
see
you guys
doors. We see an archway, but not doors.
are. Correct. And you see sunlight just barely peeking through, and you can see like the rippling effect of.
So the water has a top now.
And you can see little bits of rays coming through different portions of the top
Stingrays?
of the ceiling too.
What
The
is it?
ceiling's not completely.
What does this room appear to be used for, or originally used for?
Well, at the center, you guys are coming up near the back of the room. At the center, in front of you, like midway through this room compared to where like the massive archway is on the other side.
Yep.
You see a statue, the back of a statue. Seems to be the back of an statue of an elven figure.
Does he have a hand up?
Has hands up like that.
Yeah. Well, is this an arched roof?
It is a high vaulted ceiling.
Yes. And you said there's cracks in it where light is coming through.
Mm-hmm.
But this is still encased totally in water.
Yes.
So we see ripply, reflective light coming through, but we don't see ripples as of tops of water.
No, I'm just saying like the rippling effect of like the light distortion of.
Yeah,
Coming
okay,
down
all right.
through,
But it has
like-
nothing to do with the top of water. It's
No.
just the light distortion.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Even the top of this ceiling seems to be encased in water still.
Okay, all right. So
Does
we're-
it appear like the room is level? Or does it, like-
seems a little off kilter.
Okay.
what side is off kilter?
Seems to be leaning like that a little bit.
Where are we compared to that?
You guys went down not the first hallway.
The second one.
So you guys would be on the part that's a little bit lower. The bear coming up the other one would be
Our
on
left
the-
is lower.
Yes. Your left is lower.
Okay, and the archway is on the other side.
Yes.
Let's go to the archway.
So as you make your way through this expansive chamber,
Expensive
and
and
you
It's
go
expensive,
past
let's loot it.
this statue of an elven figure, once you get to
We'll
that
collect flood
side,
insurance.
or get along the sides of it, you see an elven figure very similar to to the one that you saw in the
Moving picture.
moving mural
Movie
with
star.
plate or half plate armor with the insignia of the creator on his chest and has his arms outstretched, and you see below him you see an altar.
Is there an inscription on it?
No. You do see the altar is probably at one time was a grand looking altar, very nice, very pristine, very expensively made, and crafted from obsidian and adorned with precious gemstones that shimmer faintly in the little bit of sunlight that comes through.
So
it.
this doesn't look like this place has been looted, like the
No.
desert place.
Correct.
This is
just
pristine
fell
from its original.
Other than the
problem.
fact that it is underwater and there's barnacles and all kinds
Yeah,
of stuff
that's
like
fine.
growing
I
on it.
don't mind that. Titanic was fine. All right. Hey, let's investigate this after we check out that doorway on the other end.
You also
we
see
can come
on this
back.
altar, you see pearls, nice like conch
We'll be back.
shells, and some gold objects lay scattered around this altar, and then also on the
Yeah. We'll invoke something later, but for right now, let's check out.
Well,
the door.
invoke something later. Finally, a reason to go somewhere.
Well,
Loot.
let's check out the door.
You also notice walking past the statue here, rooms going off to the sides as well.
It says men's room. That says ladies' room. Let's go to the big door.
Okay.
Let's see what's going over there. Then we'll come back and investigate all the little dots and tittles.
You go to the archway.
Is there words above it?
No.
What is with these guys? I go to a mall. There's signs all
It
over the
says,
place.
please leave.
Yeah.
Says,
The way you came.
Stab
On the opposite,
only.
as you approach the archway, and the archway goes up like
Peasants not accepted.
a good 30 feet. It's this massive, massive archway, like
Oh,
massive
okay.
open door archway with no
bigger
doors.
than you?
And you
Sounds
see a
private.
set of steps that seem to lead out and up.
I was gonna say out.
And along the walkway, there is bioluminescent algae and glowing plants that light the way.
It's like they want us to go. We don't see any more pictures.
You also see that the stairs, some of them are cracked, some of them are encrusted with various different types of marine life as well.
Okay, let's go up and see where this leads. I think it might go to the big door, wherever it leads to go out. If we can identify something cool, then we know where we are. If not, then we'll just come on back and we'll check out this room and the other small rooms on the side.
You make your way up the walkway, and as you approach, you look out over an expanse of just what looks to be water in every direction.
So this doorway turns into an opening. Still
you
a
also
big
see
doorway.
below you, somewhat below you, as if you're on a high rise of some sort,
Precipice. Yeah.
buildings ranging out from this building that you're coming out of. Almost like there was a massive city here at one point. Now submerged underwater.
Yeah, actually it's still there. Actually.
And you see schools of all kinds of different types of fish. And then you occasionally hear this,
Whale.
and
Okay.
you see like a massive
Yeah.
fish-like thing moving along.
There's a crow down here?
On the flanking sides of where you guys come
Crow
up,
cow.
when you turn around, you see massive stone statues of large elven figures flanking
Large or
The-
large?
the staircase that leads
I need
down
to
to
know.
where you guys came out.
They're bigger than Vigon.
Is it large or large?
Deep and wide.
You said large elven figures.
Elven.
Okay, my brain immediately went to.
No.
Not
The
chubby
pointy
people.
ear.
No.
Chubby
I
elves.
was like, that one had one too many cookies. Okay.
Elven
You see
bread.
on these statues, you see
Too much
coral
Look
and
at the
barnacles.
So above this
All-
archway, we do see finally it says what the name of this building is. Town Hall or Lovely Temple of the
No.
Anaki.
It's a town hall without a town.
The nameless temple.
When we saw all the schools of fish and the whale and stuff, do we see the surface?
Off in the distance, yeah.
So like how far?
Miles, estimate?
How many
They're a
Vigonians
couple
tall are
hundred
we
feet
talking?
Oh, okay. A football field.
Alright.
Okay.
Couple
Holy
hundred.
Okay, 30 Vigonians.
So,
Okay. A couple hundred is
2/3 of a
200 feet.
Football.
How many feet are in a football field?
Oh, that's right.
300.
That's yards, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
100
sorry.
times 3 is
I
We'll
accept.
say,
300.
we'll say, okay, in football field terms,
Nice got yards on me.
now
American football.
we'll
Yeah, it's not
say
soccer.
probably
Or kickball.
a football field and a half, probably underwater.
That's fine. I accept.
450 feet. Thank you.
Okay. That's fine. But we do see light in the rippleage of light
Mhm.
concept.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Okay, and down here we see like the town of Williamsport size city.
Yeah.
Okay. So about 40,000 people inhabitants. The houses, do they look like they were built for the size of Vigonians also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Boy, that's a lot of investigation. Okay, let's go back into the temple. We'll check out the side rooms and then we'll check out old Neptune's grandson in the center. Okay?
Old Neptune. Well, if he's got a grandson, obviously he's old.
Alright,
You don't get to be
Let's go.
grand unless you're old.
yeah, that's right.
All right. So you're going in and investigating what?
One of the side rooms. The boys' or the girls' room, I don't know which one it is.
One seems to be an ancient library
Oh boy. No, next, let's get out of
with
this.
stone shelves and
Help me
tablets
here.
covered
Get out of
in
here.
cryptic. I don't want to say runes, but symbols that seem to be
What language?
a mixture of Saldarian and High Evan and occasionally Aquayan.
Okay, we can do High Elven, Anaquayan, and Sildarian. So, what cryptic kind of things is it saying?
Don't
Don't play in the road.
No, the
Stay off the
symbols
grass.
seem to
The beast
be
in the grass.
different types of subjects. However, like the text on the pages aren't there,
All those.
but the outside of the book you can see the
They
titles
left the
or
cover
what the
behind.
subject is. But there's
Like the
various
one
different
across
types of
covers.
subjects.
Do any of these talk about geographical, like where this place is? That's our main
trying to think
priority.
of something that would give it away.
Does it have a newspaper from the local Times there or something?
Wedged between the cracks in the wall.
Field and Stream?
What field?
Are there any that, if I pull it out and open it up, it instantly give me like clerical powers or anything?
No.
Or does it crumble?
Wow. Tome of Cleric. I got it.
Nothing's coming to mind that was going to give that away.
Is there a date on anything? I mean, this is dated.
Well,
Some of them do have dates, but they seem to be all earlier, like BGC.
Like they're-
Oh, I hope so. But what BGC is it?
There's some that
Not
go
the one
back.
we want.
I wanna compare it
the
to
earliest
what we just
one that
noticed.
you find would be back to like 500 BGC.
That's what we're talking
Can
about.
we even read it because it's wet?
Yeah.
The outside, you can't read like the pages inside because the ink and everything is all washed off.
Well, just don't disturb it. We could dry them, and
Which
then they
you
won't
know
be
what
washed.
that means? They weren't originally down here. Someone brought them down here, and the place either flooded, or someone from the surface brought these down here.
Why would
Because you
somebody
can't
bring
write
them
you
down
can't write with
underwater?
ink on paper down in the
No,
water.
it's the place got flooded or like it sank.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or those books are from a
Yeah, I think-
different
I think-
vessel.
I think we established that, but
But she's cementing it, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
cementing
Yeah,
that
that-
more
yeah,
than
that makes
likely
sense.
this wasn't
Yeah.
always
Like
underwater.
it's
A
one
bowl
thing
of
to
sugar sticking
know.
Yeah, this isn't a water society.
It's one thing to like come upon a shipwreck and go, oh, it's underwater and it's a ship. That means it sank. It's another thing to go pull stuff out of the ship and it give you ideas about where the ship came
Its
from.
origin. Yeah.
Or the people who so badly piloted the ship, where did it come from? That's the vibe I'm going for.
Okay.
The only thing you would find would be a carving or a map that would be on the wall.
Okay. No, you put it
It
out
looks to be
Looks like
washed away because it's wet.
no, it's carved.
it's
there.
carved.
Don't give
Oh,
them,
carved.
yeah.
Ah.
Don't give them any
Although,
ideas.
you know, erosion.
You know, the wood
It
snails.
looks like an island.
The lichen has kind of come up with
An
its-
island or like a small continent?
Like a small continent.
He's in continent?
Like Australia.
Yeah,
Well, the wonder
smaller, but
Okay.
that's the idea. Is like it's not a main massive piece
Is
of
there a
land
carved
like
out
Praxis or
name?
something. No.
Like Great Britain.
Are there any figures, geographic figures, or symbols on said island?
If you want to do a check to see if you can figure out what this island is, by all means,
Historic or
History,
sure.
art,
History.
to be history. Okay.
this is on Isaac.
Okay.
He's not. He made it, but it was a standard.
Do you want me to try? I do have
Go
history.
for it.
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna do one too, but you do your history first.
Okay. My history, your history, everybody's history. I mean,
If it works.
9 out of 14.
Probably standard.
No,
It's a good
it's a good.
success.
Good.
Standard's 3 points.
Just shy of a great success. That's
Yeah.
fine. This
Better than what we
okay.
That's a 9 out of 19.
That's,
Oh yeah, that's major.
I'll take yours.
This looks to be the island of Aquarius.
Yeah. that's what I
However, the island doesn't. This map doesn't have the symbolic, mysterious lake on it.
thought. Well, maybe the lake happened later on. So this is
Or
probably
maybe we're in
where
the
the
lake.
lake is now. We're on
Are we in the
Aquarius.
lake? Are we
The big
lake
nasty
people?
sinkhole.
Are we in the lake?
but the
Well,
water is salt.
he's not gonna tell us.
He said a lot without saying any words just a second
Yeah,
ago.
he
while
already
your
told
nose
us.
was
Yeah,
in
he
your
told
nose.
us right now. But I appreciate that. Yeah, we're in Aquarius and we're in honor.
The mouth
The
was
Vigons did too much destruction and their city sunk.
open. And kaput.
Okay. And the elves were the Aquarians, or what do you want to call them? And they were here for the put their circle thing up. Because there was no signs of water in their depictions. So there's a
Yeah,
city
the
that's
depiction
down
of building the temple seemed to be
above ground.
above ground.
Yep.
When the elven figures were building it.
And that was a wooden map sculpture, I guess, on the wall.
No, stone.
Oh,
It's literally like chipped
Chiseled.
into the chiseled into
okay.
the wall. In this library, additionally, get to flip to the right page here. Coral and sponges have grown over many of the books and shelves, making most of the texts completely illegible and adding to the underwater mystique of the space. This room does not have bioluminescent algae in it, but rather has jellyfish that give off a bioluminescent glow as they drift through the room, providing light.
Okay, this is the other room.
No, this is the library room that you guys are in still.
Oh, further down. Okay, alright.
The center also features a large circular table
Where the Dewey System
of
is.
stone that seems to have something chiseled out on the top of it, and upon investigating seems to be the map of the temple.
Made out of.
It is etched into the table of stone in the center of,
Would someone want to take a picture?
Blink.
which I will give you a layout next time. I'll give you a layout of
It's still in my heart.
if you wish to have it.
Oh, I wish.
Torline's like, do you even
You
have
see
that?
that connected to this massive chamber that you guys first came out into, there, and then led out into the rest of the city, or the sunken city. That was referred to as the main hall. You guys are obviously in the library, and also connected to the main hall there are more living quarters. There is a courtyard and an area referred to as the Chamber of Echoes.
Wait, are you saying there's writing on this? What
But
is?
it's a mixture of the various languages there,
That's fine.
but you're still able to make it out.
Okay, and what did it say the city was?
It did not mention the city name. It just has the different rooms of the temple labeled.
But it did show a pictition of the city.
No, just the temple.
Oh, I thought it showed outside the doorway.
No, I was just saying that the big room that you guys came
Mhm.
into,
Yeah.
that where the statue
Yeah,
and the
I know
altar
what that
is
is, yeah.
called the main hall.
Okay, alright. Okay, never mind. Alright. Okay, what did it say that the other room on the other side of the main hall was?
There are 3 other rooms connected to the main hall. There's more living quarters,
Yes.
there's a courtyard, and then there's a room referred to as the Chamber of Echoes.
Oh, we want that. Yeah, we wanna go to the Chamber of Echoes, guys.
Just because that's a unique name.
Yeah, I don't wanna go to barracks. I mean, footlockers. Woohoo. Okay, don't blame Decinex. Alright, so we have a map of this, and we're gonna see it in the future. All the books that we look at are going to reveal blotted ink, unless we find a way to isolate a book and then let it dry and then open it.
Or at least figure out what the imprint of what was written on it was, even if the ink goes bye-bye.
Well, that's a possibility. He'll do bleedage though, most likely. But maybe if we put chemicals on it, that'll help it adhere to
Lemon
the.
juice?
Yeah, sure. So
The other sections labeled for where you guys were before. The area where the portal
yeah,
is referred to as the inner sanctum.
that's cheesy. Okay, yeah.
The tunnels or the hallways
Yeah.
that you guys found yourselves in are referred to as the labyrinth.
All 3? Even the one caved in?
Apparently.
Because 2 of them went to the major hall.
The main hall.
But the third one that goes straight out is labeled the same?
Just the tunnels, the area where all the tunnels
Connect.
connecting
Yeah.
spread out from,
Okay.
it was referred to as the labyrinth.
The labyrinth. Okay.
And the labyrinth seems to connect to the inner sanctum.
Did it show anything about that hole?
That
Because they built around it.
branches off of the labyrinth and eventually goes down to an area called the Guardian's Lair.
He didn't do his job. Okay. All right. Let's go to the echo
And beyond
chamber.
that is an area called the Treasury.
The treasury. Yeah. Let's. We'll ignore that for now.
We'll settle for the pearls and the gold pieces.
It's not enough that Kara found a gigantic bowling ball sized ruby that's just sitting in the Morningdale Temple. We gotta find more. We gotta find more bling. More bling.
What are you doing with the gem from Morningdale Temple?
What am I doing?
The big gem.
I don't even know.
It's at the temple for safekeeping. We plundered it off of somebody.
What's it worth?
We don't know. We were on the way to another quest, so we just dropped it off there.
We need to do a shakedown. Find out who knows what and what we have, and then we can
Well,
consolidate.
it's the size
Who
of a
knows
bowling
what and
ball,
what is
so if
what?
you
Yeah,
Who
shake
has
it,
what? and
someone
what do we
might
have?
lose a toe. This is the size of a bowling ball. Someone might lose
Alright.
a toe if you shake it up too much.
Kara
He's marking it
He's
has
making a list. Checking it
large
twice.
ruby.
Yes, it's been there. I even got it written on my thing.
down. I'm
Ruby.
pretty sure I know.
Bowling ball.
Neat.
I'm pretty sure I
At
know where you got
Morningdale
that
Temple.
To
Pretty sure that was from Orrinstead.
Just says Ruby.
When you guys
Parentheses,
went down
bowling
into the
ball,
mine and you
hyphen
found that
ish.
hidden
hmm,
area.
I knew it would come up eventually. So.
I'm sure that's probably where it came from.
okay, it needs to be priced. We'll do that.
It's
later.
actually a fake
The
ruby.
thing about
It's only worth, like, a
Torvon
gold.
is everything needs to have a price tag.
As long as we get rid of it, so that's important. Okay, let's go over to the Hall of Horrors, the Echo Chamber room, whatever it's called.
Chamber of Echoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Swim over to the opposite side of the main hall, and you enter down a hallway and eventually into a vast domed room.
Oh wait, before we cross over and do that, my detect empowerment's still up.
Mhm.
As I go past in the center court right and all that stuff, am I picking up anything in visual sight that would glow green, red, blue, anything?
Besides the bioluminescent stuff, you mean?
No, the bioluminescent stuff.
And nothing in the library when I was in the library?
No.
Okay, it's up. I'm just letting you know. Okay.
He's practically buzzing with it.
Okay. Now we'll go across to the other room.
Chamber of Echoes. You go
All the
down a
rubies
hallway
stick to her.
and into a vast domed room, and you hear almost like as you enter, you can hear like this. It's almost like a haunting but melodic sounds of something of. Yeah, like sounds like that.
Like that. This is why he married me.
What did you do? Is that music?
It almost sounds like music, but it's almost like
I'm just making this up.
it's eerie
He does
almost
not
because you don't
understand
see
music.
anybody in there that's making noise.
Here's
But it
the
seems to be
here.
echoing off the walls and
How big is this place again?
it's a
This is the
decently
Chamber of
sized
Echoes.
room. It's a vast domed room.
And it's what, 50 feet by 60 or what? I don't know what vast means. What's vast mean, guys?
Avast,
Yeah,
hearty.
we'll say 50 by 50.
So we can see everything in the room.
It's 50-50.
You see in the room
There you
statues
go. Oh, goody.
of various different designs.
The Hall of Presidents? What?
No, they don't look like people. It looks
Oh.
like they twist and turn, and the water in this room like perpetually is flowing.
So there's
In
movement.
all kinds of different, just in all random directions. And
So
as
there's
you,
current.
yeah, for some reason,
But the statues aren't moving.
but the statues aren't moving.
Does it seem to be the same water salty consistency as it was before?
Mm-hmm.
But there's some high pitched noise in some sort of tune. Yeah. Okay. I'm in a Zelda episode here.
And you don't see any whales.
No. Are these statues in a circle?
Not particularly. They're scattered throughout the room.
But
Not in any particular
is it
pattern.
so? But it's not like in a half moon circle in the walls and stuff. Is that like an amphitheater?
Kind of like almost like when you go to somewhere and you like, it's like looking at the night sky and it's just like domed.
Planetarium.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Planetarium kind of.
With no plan. Or terrarium. Okay. What do you get out of this, Rayla? What kind of madness is this room? Noise for no reason, swirliness.
No, I don't know.
What is going on?
Yes, and the water moving isn't like like a massive current or anything.
It isn't violent looking.
No.
Like, is it supernatural or is it like natural because there's like a hole or something it's funneling into? Or
Is it all going the same
You don't
direction?
see any holes in the
Floor or the roof.
yeah.
so it doesn't seem to be doing it for a natural reason.
Not that you could see.
Not problem doesn't seem that way. It doesn't seem to be natural. I mean, nothing in here, like none of the
You
other
don't
rooms
see a
seem to have
natural
water
cause
that's
for it.
moving.
I have
It's
detect
haunted.
empowerment up.
Mhm.
Does any of these
Yeah, this room definitely gives off a green hue.
The
Oh.
whole room.
The whole room.
And if we look like elsewhere,
It
Outside
see
seems
that.
to be like the wall, the domed part of the walls and the ceiling, and then the statues.
and if
Okay.
we look outside of the room, we don't
I'll
see anything.
ask
Correct.
I'm having a deja
I
vu.
almost said Ivan. Ivan.
Isaac?
Isaac, if he'll do identify on the areas that glow,
That's the board.
which is even the walls, you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we see the water glowing?
He'll do the
No.
He'll do the arch curve to the wall to identify.
Okay.
Is there like a doorway or stairs or something?
This is
Just
one
the
way.
hallway that
This
leads
is a
into
one-way
this
trip.
room.
One-way trip. All right. He gets a notable. He rolled a 3
Okay.
on his intelligence.
The empowerment here seems to be was designed to move the atmosphere within this room, to move it not particularly in a pattern, but to move it so that it would go through the statues.
Funnel it.
Yeah.
Channel it.
Channel funnel what?
The atmosphere.
The air.
Well, there's no air right now.
No, but because
It
it's not
would've
air,
been air.
right? It's pushing the water.
Channel
But
the
it's-
empowerment.
So it's supposed to cause a breeze in to carry notes or sounds throughout the whole room.
It seems like it is
Direct
supposed
signal.
to funnel the air in to maneuver it around so that it goes through these statues that have
To make
like
humming
these
noises.
tunnels that make
We're in a giant
melody.
woodwind
So this is their Zen room.
So is
In a
the
sense.
so is
Yeah.
the water following that path?
It just seems like the water is just in a constant motion,
Yeah.
but it's chaotic.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
it's thicker,
all over
so
the
the
place.
effect is different. Though it has remnants of it, like you're saying, but it doesn't get the same result because it's a different
Right, I was
catalyst
just
for it. Yeah.
wondering if it is or not.
Plus, sound is gonna sound a little different underwater too.
Blah, 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 blah.
Thus the sound of the dying whale.
So is there a trigger for this?
Like
It's
blowing
constant.
over the top
It's
of your
constant.
So it
water.
just does it.
Perpetual.
Passive all the
Okay.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Blowing over the top of your water bottle.
Okay, that's nice. Too bad we can't drain the water and see how it really was normally. Maybe we'll do that someday when we're trying to get books. Alright, let's leave. That's neat-ish.
Now let's go plunder. No.
That's neat. Ish.
Let's there was the barracks.
So you might actually
The
be able to
bunkhouse.
ride it.
I thought about that.
Gets
but
stuck in one of the tubes. Ah!
Isaac, give me your staff.
Leave me with a
Ah,
couple
the
berries.
crane's picking up. I can't.
Get help.
Chain lightning.
We are not playing Get Help.
Leave
I
me
hate
with a
get
couple
help.
berries. I'll be fine.
Okay, well, what's the
can
name of
make
the
your
other
own
room other
berries.
than the
There was
bunkhouse?
the living quarters, and then there's a courtyard.
Courtyard. Let's check the courtyard, and then we'll check out the guardian treasure hoard place.
The thing.
Maybe they'll have
Things.
gauntlets.
I don't know
More
what they have.
gauntlets.
That
Do
we
I
can
hear
use to
more
teleport.
gauntlets?
Ah, okay, all right, I like that. Okay.
Okay, courtyard.
Here we
It's
are.
a rather expansive courtyard. This one's on the same side as the Chamber of Echoes.
Question before you start reading. This is a Vigonian who has history in Vigonian lore and lifestyle. What types of familiarity that he would notice in some of the craftsmanship, artistry, and also the structure of things from a Vigonian point of view?
Well, if it's built, if some stuff is built for Vicons, why are there statues of elves and stuff?
They took them over. Anyways, is
Yeah, everything in this temple seems to be
oversized.
elven-esque,
Right, but oversized.
Not
but
elvish.
oversized.
Yes.
Elven-esque.
Like it's got
Ish.
an elvish theme to it.
Traitor.
Look, white
Yeah,
pants.
so there's no Vigonian written, like, okay.
In every language, part of like any type of writing you've come across seems to be some distant, like ancient version of some type of elven.
So possibly these were large elves in the day. Because if it's not Vigonian, it's Elvish, but it's things that are made for size-wise as Vigonian. Maybe a long time ago, the elves were actually larger.
Then they already
Okay,
are.
courtyard.
Courtyard. It's a rather expensive.
Expensive again.
Man, I am struggling.
It's
with
expensive,
that
but I
word
can't
today.
lose
I need to
anything.
pull
Just
up
go
the
with
Expansive.
costly.
Expansive.
In the comments below, drop
Courtyard
tongue twisters
that was
for the
once
Game Master.
More than likely a
There
gathering
you go.
place.
Before his session.
But is now covered in fine sediment and scattered debris.
Oh, real good settlement. It's fine settlement. It's not bad settlement, it's fine settlement.
Sure.
Means it hurts more when you throw it.
Bioluminescent algae lights the area around the courtyard with a soft ethereal glow, and schools of fish weave through the columns of the courtyard.
This is
In the courtyard, you do see several statues, or busts, I guess you could say.
It should be busted. Yeah. Okay.
Someone's getting
Do any of
salty.
the
Are they also of elves?
They look like elven figures. Yeah.
Are they named? Or have any thing that
I mean, you
would
can go
help us
closer and
identify them?
Oh,
Oh,
he
they're
will.
really far away? Okay.
Oh, it's
They're in the middle of
checked
the
this out.
courtyard. You
Yeah,
guys are just
yeah.
coming in and seeing this.
be home.
I don't know how far out you want to go. You might get attacked by a shark or something. I don't know.
Figonian size or Twinbit size?
Yes, a Figonian-sized shark, a dire shark.
I'm sure the school wouldn't let them be around all these big sharks.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Mr. Church is like, why?
I've watched Nemo. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go touch them.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This is why you guys.
So are you going up?
You
and
went
looking
there,
At the, looking at the busts.
Like, is that all that's
I'm gonna go touch the bust.
Is that all that's here?
There are benches. Some of them are broke.
Anything else that starts with
And
B?
there's
There's
you know,
no shrubbery.
random debris
We need a
that's
shrubbery.
in the courtyard. At one time there probably was vegetation in this courtyard. Yeah.
But since they've been eaten away and rotted,
Yeah.
and salt doesn't do well with plants anyways. They're made for above ground.
I mean, if we're just gonna go back inside,
You don't care? Okay.
not really.
All right.
No.
Okay, let's go. Let's go
I'm
check
probably
out.
gonna read it anyway.
All right, let's
Hey
go.
guys, there's names over here.
Let's go check out the big pearl and all the other stuff that's in the center spot.
Where did we get a big pearl?
Same place we got a big ruby. No.
Is that what I heard?
No, he
Everything
said
is big
pearls.
Big pearls.
Oh, big pearls, lots of them.
And someone said.
No, he didn't say
ruby.
big.
Oh, multiple big pearls.
Okay.
For crying out
All right, let's go and literally find out what really is there.
Yeah, let me
For real?
grab it.
That's that's huge. It's not
Let me
big.
hurl it at you.
That's indie size.
Yeah, look out. Daddy Oyster will come after you. He goes in the ground. Look about
Now,
it.
if this was space, it just go.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
I've seen those videos. Yeah. If gravity was the sun. Oh, look, we found more passages. Thanks.
Oh, so that's the labyrinth.
Yeah. Look out for the Balrog.
Yeah, there's pearls there, and
Big
there's
ones.
some gold objects there that are scattered around.
What's an object? A necklace? Rings?
Rings, necklaces.
Okay, none of these
there's
are
some-
empowered, okay? So when I went by, nothing.
Yeah, nothing was empowered.
This is
Torvine says,
strictly loot. Not the instrument, but loot.
Which Torvine sees as, let's sell it. Let's appraise it and sell it all.
I don't know, I might wear some of it.
Everything needs
Get a
to
nice
could be
gold,
5 on each finger.
Yeah, gold necklace
I
with
could be
dollar
a
sign on it.
stick Mr. T. Yeah. Or a little Liberace. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, double. Oh, that's
So
not too
how much is there? Is this something that we can take, or is
Yeah,
it
you can take 'em.
too much
No, we
for
just
us
got
to
permission.
take it?
No.
Yeah, you can take it.
Okay.
Depends on who's carrying it. No, just kidding.
Well, you have a pouch of holding.
Yep, my handy dandy poo-walk.
What's in your poo-walk?
My poo-walk.
It's an empty poo-walk.
My poo-walk is carrying
It
a
has
vial
another
of
pouch of
weak
holding in it.
acid.
Boom!
The gloves of agility.
Yeah. You don't have those in.
50 feet of fine rope, a silver crown, an extra pouch.
You don't have the gloves of agility.
Oh yeah, I don't. I forgot to erase it. It's okay.
Well, just cut it out.
Yeah,
Then
just
you
cross
don't.
that out.
Because you have those gauntlets.
Yeah, I do have those.
Gauntlets of archery or whatever they are.
Oh. And I have my cloak of
All right, so
elven
we pick up that
flight.
stuff.
Yeah, it's Elven Clan. Yeah, well, okay.
As it floats.
How much and
behind
what
me.
can we scarf up then that we see that's scarf upable?
We scarf it up. We can tally it up later.
Yeah.
It's like price it
He's
later.
rolling
He's
that.
rolling over
And
there.
we can continue. So we've explored
Get 2
these
pearls, 3
tunnels,
rings. You can-
right?
6
These-
pearls.
6 pearls.
You gonna write it down?
Oh, you want me to write it down?
Who's writing it down?
I'll write it down.
Okay. Are you gonna be able to find it next session?
It's
Not
right
a
here.
problem if you don't.
I'll just look at the last episode.
Why do you remind me of the uncle from It's a Wonderful Life right now? The one with the string tied around his finger all the time.
What was that string for? Oh,
What's
that's
that
right.
string for?
I was told that I looked like one of the Mind Three
You can
sons
take this one
when I
off.
was young. So.
I can't find the money.
6 pearls. Oh, rare, exquisite pearls. Let me capitalize that. Of ancient. Okay.
Plus 8
Jabroni.
pearls.
No.
2
I knew it too.
golden bracelets. Or some of them not like a chain, but like a.
Cuff.
But it goes around. the
Yeah,
entire
a
wrist.
clasp like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those type. 2 of those.
Okay.
Cuff.
5 necklaces.
They're gold.
Yes.
All of it's gold. Okay, keep going.
And 5 rings.
There's 5 people in our party. you said.
Elvish.
Yeah, they're all of elvish design.
Ancient?
So you can see.
Elvish. Is there a mint mark on any of them?
No.
Okay. Date?
No.
Name?
No. 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 No.
Okay, they're from the 500 BGC age. Okay. All right, since that's all we said, okay, let's go check out the Guardian.
Okay.
Andale, rapido.
But let's be quiet.
What?
We don't want to wake the Kraken up.
She's
too
talking
early.
underwater anyway.
Yeah.
We can't hear her anyway.
You're right. But she sounds the same that we're used to. It's like
That's
like
how I always
VeggieTales
sound
in
like
my
car
elf.
sounding.
In my elf.
Not another word.
Like parents from
Me
Charlie Brown
sound
but
no.
drowning.
Yeah,
What's that?
the teacher.
Parents from Charlie Brown
The
but
teacher.
drowning.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown's teacher.
Me said
Alright.
over there.
Make your way back to the
The
labyrinth.
labyrinth. Yeah. The elaborate labyrinth.
Say that 5 times.
No.
fast.
And
I'm
make
looking
your
to
way
get out
down
once.
the large tunnel. As you go down this tunnel, it branches off
No, it doesn't.
into multiple
Where did we tie that rope?
tunnels.
Are these all
of
the same
similar
size?
size?
Similar or same?
Same.
Okay.
Similar, same.
Are we concerned about getting lost here?
No.
How many?
Branches off into. So you
A
got
Y?
the one. Yep. So the one keeps going, and then it.
Oh, so there's 3.
Alright, so I'll check one and we'll have bears check each of the other 2, I guess.
Oh, you're getting the hang of this. Oh, you
Yeah.
wanted to be a clerk anyways. Well, you're brushing up on us. Okay. Yeah, we'll have the bears go straight, and we'll go to the left.
Okay.
What about the third one?
We might be running out of the third one. If we just go on the outside edge, the bears go down the middle, we might just go all the way through. I'd rather have 2 bears at one spot.
We had 3 things to check.
We do. Fine. Brutus will take the right one, Otis will go down the middle, and we'll go on the left.
Otis.
Okay.
Otis.
Who's
Each of the groups,
You don't have an
or the
Otis.
group and the bears, go on and eventually find another.
So we go back in, we find the same spot, and then we
So
go
we
out.
all have a Y?
The 2 bears do, and your group does.
So the one that's straight, do they go down or up or left
All
or
of
right?
them seem to just keep going gradually down.
Okay,
No.
so that
Down.
they went out like,
Down.
and went like this, and they went like this.
Okay, with the split your bears.
Okay, Solomon. Everybody, us and the bears, everyone will take a left.
Lean left.
They're all universal.
Okay.
Okay.
Left it is.
You go on, and eventually the pathway splits up again.
We do it again. We all take a left.
Left, 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 left.
You do this several more times
And we always go left.
before things begin. The walkway, instead of leading down, begins to lead up.
We're going right back where we started from. I knew if we
Reach
kept
the
making a
core
left,
of the
we'd come back.
planet.
We're on the moon.
There's so many different
What?
theories right now.
Okay. We'll go up.
No
Are
one
we on the
You just keep going left.
Yeah.
Eventually,
If it
you
was
find
underwater.
yourselves back in the tunnel where
Where we first
Splits.
split. Okay. Most likely by now, I might
So the
empower.
so the first Y or the main
the one
section
where
that had
where
three.
you guys started leaving.
The split up.
Yeah, the first
the first split
initial.
We all popped into the same split. How did we pop in though?
You seem to be coming up the tunnel, like where you guys went down the left. You seem to come up that same tunnel.
Well, but when did we meet each other? When did we merge? It just happened.
It happened.
Okay, it's supernatural. So detect empowerment up
Okay.
for this wall section where the tunnel is.
Okay.
Look, another wall.
Do we pick up any empowerment there?
You detect a bit of purple going down the center pathway.
Purple?
That seems to go along both sides. It's just like
Okay, we'll go that way.
okay.
Go down the middle one.
Okay. Eventually it comes to a branch off, and it keeps going down
Straight.
straight.
We'll go straight.
Down, down, and down.
Next branch branches off to the right, and then makes a left, and you go and follow this for some time before it opens up into a chamber.
Another one. Does it echo? Does it echo?
No.
Okay.
Chamber underground or underwater,
Still?
with a hole in the floor.
Size. Can you draw that for us?
Large enough that if the Vigon was to lay across it, it would still be larger than that.
So 13 feet.
Probably
'Cause
more like
arms-
11.
Well, arms go further. They're 9 plus 2 more feet. 10, 11.
Yeah,
12.
if they were sticking their arms out, they'd be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So is this a man-made hole?
Seems that way. This
Okay.
chamber seems to be man-made, similar to like where the portal was, but without the
Doesn't
the
have-
murals and the portal and everything.
Okay.
but there's no bricks.
Yeah, there's
There is bricks.
stoned tile.
Okay,
bricks,
alright.
whatever you
So
wanna
all
call it.
these hallways have had, because when we first went
No,
in,
the tunnels were not that way, but the tunnel and the path that you guys decided to take and followed eventually led to this room.
and the bricks on the floor started when?
Right at the end of this tunnel where you guys come out.
Okay, the last part. Okay, alright. Okay. Am I picking up more purple somewhere, or
Nope.
that's it?
That stopped in the tunnel.
Okay, alright. Is there swirling water?
No.
The water look more murky?
Definitely is pretty dark down here, besides the bioluminescent algae that's on the walls.
This is what happens when the pool people don't show up.
Well, we all have nocturnal vision. But would,
It's gonna be funny with the Vigon wearing the
yeah,
goggles or whatever, but underwater.
Blub, blub, blub.
they actually look like I belong here, the goggles.
I'm scuba diving.
Can Isaac put up his continual light?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Puts that up, and
It's 50 feet.
you see this room. It's about 30 by 20.
Oh, so he fills the whole thing. Does he see like little footy prints on the ground? Slides,
Nope.
marks,
There's a
scratches,
decent amount of sediment on the floor, but
like things haven't been moved in a long time. Barnacles.
yeah, there's all kind. It looks like a room
Yeah.
would be after being underwater
Yeah,
for
huge
a while.
pearls. Yeah, okay.
How is this room used?
It hasn't been.
How was it used?
Can it still be used?
Well, there's a hole in the floor. So
And
apparently this is their garbage dump. They took everything down here and they threw it down there. Down there was some heat that burned it up, but now it's flooded, so there's nothing there.
that's
How high's
one
the
theory.
ceiling?
15 feet.
Is it man-made? Like bricked also? Do we see any residue on top of that of history of scorch marks or scratch marks, gouging,
No.
guardian? I'm thinking guardian, like some big popping out,
How's that go again?
I'll stub my toe again and find out. Okay. All right, we'll have a bear peek down there.
When in doubt, use a
Are
bear.
there any
Anybody
doors or
approaching the
other
hole?
exits or anything?
No, we're gonna have the bear approach the hole.
Okay.
Sees the little fish come up.
Okay. Looks down through, and it seems like some ways down, probably a good 30 feet. He sees like floor, not are similarly bricked, like stone.
So it looks
tile
like the
or
bottom of
whatever.
a well.
No,
No,
looks like there's a room down there.
a room. Well, this is water, guys. We can just float on down.
He also, if you want to do an awareness check,
Did this opening have like a door or some way to conceal it or
Does
something?
it
there
look
is a
like-
lever next to it.
Oh,
A
awareness.
lever!
What am I
I
doing?
knew
Give me
there'd
the-
be a
give me-
lever. I knew it. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Where's Kronk? I knew there'd be a lever.
the lever.
Oh yeah, awareness. Yeah,
Next thing
57.
you know, we'll be eating seaweed
What's
puff
that? I'm
pastry.
57 out of 60.
Here's a faint sound coming from the room.
What does this sound
Doesn't
like?
sound
Natural.
Does it sound like the echoes?
sea creature-ish, like a whale or something. It doesn't sound like.
So not like the echoes.
It's almost like a heavy breathing of some sort, almost.
Maybe he's on a treadmill. Okay.
But it's like
Getting his workout in.
He's a smoker. Yeah.
An
Okay,
underwater
alright.
smoke?
Yeah.
How
Again, we
clever.
don't see scratch marks or anything around here.
No. Doesn't look like there was a struggle anywhere.
No, and there's a handle
there's a lever.
down there, not up.
No, in the
He's
room.
gonna
would be
pull
down
it.
there.
Oh,
It's
the-
next to the hole.
oh well, we don't want to pull that. we would investigate down there and then see if it's worth pulling or not. Okay. All right. He conveys that to us as all right. Brutus, go on down there and see what's down there.
Okay. He peeks ahead in and sees circular, well,
Coils.
not like an actual circle, not like a real circle, more like a freaky circle.
Wow. I was gonna say that
I was
earlier.
gonna say like an oval, but no, it's not like a stretched. It's oblong, circular room.
That's the Oval Office.
And it's got pillars that go up from the floor up to the ceiling. And there's all kinds of coral and algae coming up and whatnot. Everything seems still other than the occasional like school of fish that swims through.
Does he see bars on one side of the room?
He does see a doorway that is closed. At one end.
Is he able to locate their breathing point?
Is that
Doesn't
coming?
see anything. Like he can still
Or the
sense
the noise?
that, but he doesn't
can
see
pinpoint
where that
it.
might be coming from.
All right. Well, he can go all the way down to the door and then put an ear to it and see if it's coming from
Down where? He's going down.
down in the room.
Okay. As he's descending down to the floor, make another awareness check for me.
7%.
Something shifts on the left side of the room. In shadow.
Big shift.
Seems like something big.
Yeah. Breathing big, aquatic, but he sees he didn't see anything. He has nocturnal vision, but he didn't see anything.
Correct. You just saw some motion of something just.
Like a big fish. Okay, but did he hear more of the same breathing?
The breathing seems to have stopped at this point.
Oh, he died.
Alright.
And there's a doorway. To what direction? Did it go towards the door?
No. He can see the door plain as day. Like there's bioluminescent like
Okay,
algae
alright.
there and whatnot, so he can make out the door.
All right.
But nothing moved in front of it. Just seems like off to the side, something just
So the
moved and
oval
caught his eye.
room,
Like what was that?
it's wider on the sides, but the door's in the center of the oval, and the curved areas are to the side where this thing is. Unless you want to draw it from me.
It's oblong, and the door, like you guys are coming. He's coming down through
Yeah.
here, and the door is this way. It's on one of the elongated.
Oh,
ends.
so it's not
And
on the
he
flat
saw it
side, it's on the
He
elongated.
saw it on the left
the
side,
back
but
side.
there's enough algae and stuff growing up that kind of obscures vision on
Right.
the sides
Okay.
and whatnot.
Alright, he will say there's something swimming down here, I didn't see it. It seems to be large, but I can't identify because I didn't see it. So this might be the guardian. It's probably old and frail because it's thousands of years old, so it's probably almost dead. Or it might be a great grandcousin, offspring. I don't know.
Or it could have been getting stronger all these years.
Yeah. So
It's undisturbed.
what I don't understand is if there's a lever there, does it open a door from there, or does it
Lets it out.
send it out? But it already can come out.
As he gets closer to the floor, he does make out, because it blended in a little bit with the
See.
light coloring,
Yeah.
flooring and whatnot.
Mhm.
He does start to see skeletons on the floor. Just bits and pieces of like part of a skull like sticking out and like
Humanoid?
part of a rib cage sticking out. Yeah. More elf and human sized.
Oh, it can't handle Vigonians, so we'll just send a Vigon down. Just go fierce and take care of it for us. I see you're agreeing to it.
Give it a bear hug.
Oh yeah, I was probably waiting for a big squish. Yeah. Well, we didn't come here for nothing, guys. So, but how big is this room?
It's larger than the room up that you guys, the rest of you.
Oh, is it? Oh, I was interpreting it smaller.
No, it's bigger.
Oh, okay.
Because the sides are
Sounds
a little bit long, or a little bit
Yeah.
larger, but then it's elongated.
All right. Well, Isaac, if we're to possibly get in a scuffle with this aquatic creature
Does he want to put the light on something and then just drop it down there?
and check it out.
Just be like, here, let this float down. the
It might
floor."
even spook it, and it might come up here, so, without even pulling a switch. Everyone get your weapons out and stuff, prepare yourself, because it might come up as soon as he does that.
We are in water. It's gonna be harder to fight.
I can easily bless you. It's fine.
Easily.
I mean, clerics and all, you know. And Isaac can give you a +4 probably. If not a 5. He'll give you a 5. He likes you. You guys ready?
Ready as
Again,
water.
you can always, like I said, try to see if you can figure out what it is and then decide whether or not you want to mess with it or not.
Well, you can't tell what it
Is that a
without
warning?
identifying it. And the way he is, we'd have to go down to identify. The bear can't identify him. So, how long do we want to wait?
2.5 seconds now.
She's out. She already jumped in. Okay.
At this point, the bear is landing on the floor of the.
I would say he's swimming back up.
Okay.
He bounced off the.
Yeah, because he wants to see the
As
plane.
he's swimming, he sees movement once again and sees a tail.
Well, good.
Is
That
it
one.
spiky?
Yeah. He doesn't see any legs.
Looks reptilian-like.
It's always a reptile.
And as he's then swimming, he sees at another end of the chamber, sees like yellow
it an
eyes.
eel? I bet it's a giant eel.
Does it look like it's part of the same critter?
Yeah, the tail was like at one end, and now he sees like yellow eyes like over here.
It's a
Okay,
giant
alright,
eel.
Okay. Alright.
I'm sure of it.
Alright then.
And then as he's
I'm sure of it.
swimming up and gets close to the hole, he looks back one more time
Mhm.
and still sees those yellow eyes, but then next to it sees another set of yellow eyes.
Are they more narrow? Or are they smaller?
No, around the
I'm
same
getting
size.
deja vu.
Okay. Alright, well he tells us that.
And then as he gets up through and kind of looks down again, doesn't see anything.
Okay, because all he sees is the eyes.
No, he
Okay.
doesn't see the eyes now.
Well, we're here to investigate, and we know there's something down there further than what these goons are there, so
Let's go find trouble like we always do.
there you go.
Why change
Okay,
now?
Raylog, you have empowered weapons now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to power up.
Kara, you do too?
I believe so. My
Well,
bow is
Oh,
blessed
I
slash
mean
empowered.
hand-to-hand weapons.
Oh, hand to hand.
Your bow wouldn't work so well underwater,
Yeah.
A harpoon does. Why not a bow?
because it's not made for it.
Potato patata.
Yeah, you can find out in
yes,
your first shot.
my short sword and my dagger are placed.
Alright.
Everything I have is blessed.
Alright, let's do, oh, I could do that too.
Can? Whatever that is.
Sure.
Do share.
Alright, who wants to lead the charge then? I'll put bless up. Oh wait, what does he have for bless?
Oh,
Isaac, the big guy. I
Isaac.
think his bless is like
Isaac.
Yeah,
Isaac.
Isaac.
I'm gonna
Isaac.
character that now. It's gonna be like it's gonna be a Vicon. Isaac.
Mm-hmm. And this is his sister.
What's my name? Isaac. You is you and I is Zach.
Oh.
Spelled with the Lord.
I guess Isaac's only a +3. That's too bad. But it helps.
And no one's allowed to fix it except my
Okay.
name's Isaac.
Alright. We ready to go?
Ready, 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 Freddy.
Okay.
Do you think it's gonna come up?
Well, we'll see. Do we have like rope we can put
I have rope.
and put a light on it?
I have a 50-foot rope.
And that's 30 feet?
Yeah, which will reach
Yeah.
down to the bottom.
Yeah. And then we could put that down on a rope and dangle it down and then bring it back up so you can follow it like a lure.
I also have a grappling hook. Do we want to put that on the end? Little hook.
Sure. Let's do that. You tie that on, Ranger.
Okay, I'm working hot.
There you go. So, what does Isaac have his light on?
Probably be just his rod or his staff.
On the end of the step? Alright, well. I guess, would he mind doing it again on the,
Fine.
do it on her grappling hook?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, and then lower it down.
Alright. As you lower it down, you, as it gets like 10 feet down, all of you feel like a slight like shift in the floor
Rumble.
below you.
Mm-hmm.
Sticking a head down through, you can see something is moving behind all the algae across or against the wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how far does it get down to now?
Continues to go down until it gets down to the floor.
Okay, and what are the actions of what's down there?
Who's looking down the hole?
Oh, I'll be looking down the hole.
Okay, make an awareness check for me. See what you see.
Oh man, it's up to the dice.
See how
82.
perceptive you are.
No.
Nothing seems to
Dice.
poke out or seem to react other than the slight movement of the floor whenever.
Just shake it around with the light going back and forth. Does that rattle them around?
Okay. Make another check.
Dice just don't like me right now. 73. Oh wait, actually, that is a pass for me. My awareness is at 75. But that's standard. Equipment.
You see briefly something poke out on the floor of the chamber from behind the algae. You
That's
see
80.
a snout emerge out like it's looking at the light.
How long can I see that?
A few moments, then it
Okay.
retreats back into the algae.
Does that moment give me enough time to do something?
Depends on what you're doing.
Well, as soon as I see it, because I'm looking, I would like to use an empowerment on it.
Okay.
I would like to use sleep.
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea.
And it's wisdom with a minus, I think it's 6 to its save.
I rolled a 3.
I can't help that. I rolled a lot of good numbers too. Okay, he felt the willies, but
You see like the snout appear, and then you try to use the empowerment, and you see like a,
mhm.
and then retreat back into the algae.
Yeah, should have rolled a 12 or a 20.
Looked like a elongated snout, lizard-esque, green and yellow color.
Would that remind me of the traditional Chinese dragon front look?
Kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nobody often
All
gets
right.
compared to it. There are things.
Did you
called
look
systems,
intelligent?
too.
I mean, it seems to be checking out the light
Yeah,
and whatnot, but
yeah. Okay. Alright,
Light.
Isn't like, oh look, a light, go towards it.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, what is this?
I will try to communicate with it.
Okay.
I will speak High Elven down to there and say, "Hail, strange creature who I don't know who you are. I wish to make contact with you."
Hail, whatever you are.
You see from beneath the algae, you see a reptile-like face appear, green and yellow with yellow eyes and like fin-like portions to the side of the face.
It's about time we've seen some gills.
And it looks out at you, it looks up at the hole. And kind of retreats back.
As
into
he
the
starts
algae.
turning back, he says, "My name is Torvine. I am a cleric. I wish to parley with you."
We are travelers from far away.
You begin to feel the floor shift a bit, and then you begin to see something, the algae kind of moving, and you see a creature emerge. Reptile, large, huge even,
Emerge where?
from the algae in the side of the wall.
He gets a -4 against me. It's huge.
And you see sprouting from its torso, where you would expect like a lizard neck to come out of, you see not one, not two, but 3 necks coming out and spreading into different directions. But all looking up at the hole where the voice is coming from. All similar to the one that you saw first, but different
Multiples.
at the same time.
Just remind me of like a chromatic dragon, but multiple heads on
More
the
like
same.
a hydra.
Well, Hydra, but yeah. All right. Okay.
You
he
also
popped
see
out.
the tail has more of like a fin-esque to it.
Like a long eel. Yeah.
But it has 4 legs, walks on 4 legs.
Okay. So now we see legs. Okay. Is he verbal?
And you spoke in High Elven.
Elven. Because that seems to be what they've done around here in the past.
You feel something trying to penetrate your mind.
I let it.
You hear a voice, almost sounds feminine, kind of. This one speaks the tongue different from what we're used to.
That's what my mom always said. What tongue are you used to hearing? I shall try to speak in that then.
The forked tongue.
Another voice comes through that seems slightly different. Similar, but
Oh,
different.
Selton. Yeah.
Aquian? Do I try to say something in Aquian and do they hear me?
Oh, we,
You don't hear this
he's
conversation.
talking
Oh, okay. I was like, I do.
is it Saldarian that you're asking?
I do not know this Saldarian.
Okay. Aquayan language?
Does not sound familiar.
I bet
Common?
Mountain does. Probably got bubbles in your ear.
I like common. High Elven is as close as I might.
I mean, you're
No.
communicating,
Yeah.
but it sounds
It's a little choppy.
like their like way of saying some of the words is very different. Like you're able to get the general gist of what they're saying, but it's almost like reading those texts above, like they're used to speaking or reading an older prior
Dialect.
version
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
what you guys are
Okay.
now know as
Alright.
Elven.
How long have you been down here? Maybe my language is newer and yours is older.
another voice, similar but different, enters your mind. It has been some time. I know not how much has passed.
We were at the library and we saw a date that was 500, 500, what's that? Before Cataclysm? Why can't I find that now?
Do you want to pick this up and next time we can pick up this conversation and whatnot next
Yeah,
time?
I need an M80 to drop
fine.
down there.